This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place?
The taco place?
Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with the room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News. Game time is approaching, and we're getting you ready with the latest pregame news, interviews, analysis, and more from BNN. Have a pregame score prediction or comment? Let us know in the ICCU YouTube chat, or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics and proud to support our student athletes through exciting NIL partnerships. From the blue turf to wherever life takes you, Lithia Ford of Boise is here to get you there. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. The title sponsor of Bronco Nation News is RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. For all your painting needs, check out RowPaint.com. Now, let's head out and join five-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, for the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show on Bronco Nation News.
Greetings, Boise State fans, and welcome to the X in downtown Boise on the campus of Boise State University for the showdown between Wichita State and Boise State, one of the biggest games in college basketball tonight. And we got you covered here on Bronco Nation News. My name is BJ Rains with Bronco Nation News. We got Abe Jackson, voice of the Broncos, along with Bob Beeler. You'll be hearing him coming up in about 25 minutes over on KBOI on the radio side. And Abe, 3 wins in a row, but going to be tough to get number 4 tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be the best team that they've seen for sure. The most athletic, the biggest. I mean, they got a guy who's 7'2". So it'll be a test. It'll be a test for the Broncos. And early in this season for Boise State, they've just gotten different tests that you don't get just 3 games in. 1, you got to bounce back from the worst loss in the Coach Rice era. And then 2, you had to fight off a really cold shooting night where you went 2 for 15 at one point against Montana State, but you still came out with a win. And so now you're going to play probably the best team that you've seen so far, the most athletic team that you've seen so far, presents another challenge.
No doubt about it. And I mentioned it, though, Abe, you got Kansas and Duke playing tonight. You got Kentucky and Michigan State. And then according to Ken Palm, the 3rd best game in the country tonight is right here at Extra Mile Arena. 2 mid-majors, 2 teams with, wanting that win to have on their resume for an NCAA tournament. And Wichita State, obviously a program that anybody watching this should know has obviously been a history of being in the tournament, and Boise State trying to do the same. But two good majors, mid-majors should be, it's a fun matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be. We have Boise State, and they were picked, what were they, third in the league?
Yep.
And then Wichita State was picked fourth in their league. So you have two teams that are going to be right there in the conversation, hopefully, at the end of the season for an NCAA berth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What do you make of Wichita State? They got a 7-2 center. They got some electric guards, as Drew Fielder called them yesterday. Couple starting guards that can really shoot it from deep, and they got a pretty nice, well-rounded team here. And they've just, in 3 games, winning by an average of 27 points per game and averaging 91 points per game. This team can light it up.
They can, and they're going to get shots up. This is going to be a game that they shoot the ball quick in Wichita State, and they try and get up and down the court very, very quickly. So transition D is going to be huge for Boise State. And like you said, they got some guys inside, 6'10", 6'11", and then one guy who's 7'2", and then the guards. I don't know if there's maybe a bigger discrepancy in the guard height compared to the center height in any other team in college basketball. Their guards are down there around the 6 foot to 6'1"-ish, and then they got the guys 6'11" and 7'2" inside. So they're athletic. They're going to move up and down the court. They got size. They set a school record for 16 made threes in their last game and only had 2 turnovers as well. So they're playing pretty good early in the season.
What's the key against a guy that's 7'2"? Because Drew Fielder has been in foul trouble at times this season. He's obviously, going to be the starting guy on the interior. But what do you think the idea is in terms of not trying to get Drew in foul trouble and obviously, trying to defend their big guy?
Well, you got to beat him to a spot, and you got to do your work before he gets the ball. If he gets a deep post up against 7'2", even if you're 6'10", you're probably going to get scored on or foul him. So you have to do your work before he gets deep into the paint. Try and beat him to some floor positions. Maybe wedge him out a little bit. Tyson Degenhart was so good at playing bigger players in the post because he was strong enough to just kind of hip them and move them out without getting a foul. So then when they caught the ball, they were 5 feet off the block instead of on the block. So you have to do the work before they get the ball deep in the paint.
He's Abe Jackson. Again, you'll be hearing him with Bob Beeler coming up in about 20 minutes over on 670 KBOI on the Bronco Radio Network. My name is BJ Rains with Bronco Nation News. Appreciate you for checking out the Lithia Ford Boise pregame show here as we get set for Boise State and Wichita State. And the game the other day, I was obviously in San Diego for the football game, but was watching that game and a little closer than fans would have wanted. I mean, they're down in the final couple minutes of the game, needed that late 7-0 run. What'd you make of the game the other day against Montana State?
Well, it was much closer than, of course, what people thought was going to happen. But I think what I liked is that the offense was clicking, except the shots weren't going down. They weren't running poor offense like they did against Hawaii Pacific. They were getting guys shots. They were open shots from 3, open shots from inside. They just weren't falling. And so the offense was clicking to get the shots, but they just weren't knocking them down. And what else I liked is that you needed a stop. You needed a score. You had to put points on the board at a certain time, and they did that. They had to stop the bleeding. Dylan Andrews got an and one driving the paint. You had to get a stop at the end of the game. Javen Buchanan had a great one-on-one defensive possession. And so it was much closer, but I think there's still some positives you can take away. And in a basketball season, and we're going to say this all year long, you're going to have these games where you play out of your mind offensively. You're going to have games that you have to grind out a win because it's just the shots aren't falling. And then you're going to have this big swath in between both of those. And this one kind of fell down where the shots weren't falling, but they still ended up getting a win.
That is 2 out of 4 games, though, where they've struggled to shoot the basketball. And going into the season, we thought this was going to be one of their better shooting teams. Did you see anything from the Hawaii Pacific game that reared back in terms of the shooting, or did they just miss open shots?
No, the Hawaii Pacific game, that was an anomaly for this team. I mean, not only the loss, but just how they looked out there. And so I don't really take anything now from that Hawaii Pacific game. I think they've moved past it. The energy is much better. There's just going to be games on when you play people where you run your offensive set. You do what you're supposed to do. You get a shot for who you want at the position on the court where they're really good at knocking down shots, and they just don't go. And that was what happened against Montana State, but they found a way to win. And so, I mean, that's all you can ask for on a cold shooting night.
What about defensively? That's been a big topic, Abe, in terms of improving the defense.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if Montana State hits a couple more shots, they win that game. I mean, Boise State held them to 33%. What do you think about where the defense is at right now?
Well, if your shots aren't falling, I mean, you got to do something to stay in the game, and defense is a lot of times what that is. And so the Broncos did a nice job defensively against the Bobcats. And, and that's what won them the game, really. And the defense is going to be a work in progress because I think you're going to get Fielder to be a presence inside. I think he's going to adjust. He didn't get in foul trouble in the last game against Montana State like we saw him do in the 2 previous ones. And then the guard pressure, I think that's going to be something that really helps the Broncos. Nato gets after it. Andrews gets after it. Buchanan had a game-saving one-on-one defensive possession against Montana State and got the stop. So I think you're going to see really good individual defense early in the season, and then as the season progresses, the team defense is going to come along.
And we've talked about it every game. It's kind of a different guy that steps up, and also, unfortunately, vice versa. Another guy that kind of disappears for a game here and there. I mean, Spencer Aarons didn't even score in that game. Only 5 guys scored for Boise State.
Yeah, and with a team that has, 6 guys who could give you double digits at any night, maybe 15 or more, everyone who can do that is not going to have an on game. But what I'll say is that I think the Broncos need to have a little consistency from Aarons. And I don't really know what it was in the Montana State game and why he didn't get a lot of minutes. Maybe something the coaches saw with a matchup. But I think you're going to need Aarons this year. I think he's your best shooter from outside. And then also he can stretch the defense. In a game like this, where they could put 6'11", 7'2" on the court at the same time, if you take one of those guys out of the paint, and with Aarons around the 3-point line and running off some screens, that'll open up more inside, and you'll take one of the big guys away in there.
Sounds like R.J. Keene's going to be starting on their point guard defensively. What do you make of Keene's defense? And obviously, he's not out there to score a lot of points, but he, Evan Maya and some of the metrics last year said he was one of the better defensive players in the country. What do you make about Keene and these guards in general having to match up against their guards?
Well, I think we know what Keene is, right? And this is what he is. He's out there to play some defense and to rebound. And when you have a guard that can score, he can be your go-to guy. I think he does a great job of using his length and his height against maybe a smaller, quicker guard. He gives them a little bit extra space, knowing that he can challenge on a jumper if they do pull up. But then that extra space that he gives them also allows them to not be able to get by him on a drive.
Well, it's going to be fun, Abe. I'm looking forward to it. Boise State, Wichita State. Not a must-win. That wouldn't be necessarily a bad loss, but, this is an 8-point game at Ken Palm. This is a home game, a game you got to win.
It's a game that you'll look at and, later on in the season could pay some dividends, especially if Wichita State makes a run in the American. But, Broncos are favored. They're at home. This is the first road game of the season for Wichita State, so they put up all these points and shot the ball really, really well, all 3 games at home, and all 3 games against teams that really aren't that great either. Loyola Chicago might have a decent season, but they're a team that can score. Wichita State can score. Transition defense is going to be a big thing.
Some guys just showed me his Duke shirt because they're playing Kansas tonight. He just walked over here.
I
hate to break it to that guy, but Duke should win that by about 30 because our best player is not playing tonight. But give us some keys for a Boise State win tonight, Abe.
Well, I think my first key is going to be transition defense. This Wichita State team gets the ball out and they get going. They will get a quick shot up. So if you're not getting back on transition, I think it could be a long night. But I know they see that on film, and that'll be part of one of their keys too.
Maybe this is a very dumb question, which I ask plenty of them.
No.
But is there any chance at all they're looking to Maui already, and this is any kind of trap game?
Zero chance of that. That doesn't mean they're going to play well, but I think when you have a coach that's built a culture of basketball and a way that he likes things done, and it's shown to be successful, you don't really have those. You kind of had it against Hawaii Pacific, where I believe they did kind of look by them after their first couple scrimmages that they did so well in, but I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think. Now, are they going to play well? Who knows? Sometimes it's just a coin flip on whether you play well, but I don't think it's because they weren't prepared or they're looking past the Maui. I think their full focus is on Wichita State.
Well, we need your full focus on Wichita State tonight, too.
It'll be there.
You and Bob, don't be looking ahead to Maui. Stay locked in tonight, Abe.
Bob texted me, and he said, Abe, are you going to wear shorts when we call the game in Maui? And I thought to myself, I don't know if I've ever seen Bob in shorts.
Do you have any kind of Hawaiian shirt or anything for the game?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to have to pick one of those. I'm sure they have them at the game you can get.
RJ said he got one in the gift shop or something. You got to go over to the
maybe I'll go tank top.
Yeah. Oh,
yep.
Please do.
Please
do. Appreciate you, Abe. Have fun on the call, and we'll talk to you hopefully for a victorious postgame.
All right, man.
Abe Jackson, there he is. Appreciate him for joining us here on Bronco Nation News. We are live at Extra Mile Arena getting set for Boise State and Wichita State. And if you guys were watching this on the pregame show, we're excited because we are going to be streaming this game live tonight. We are going to be able to stream this game live on Bronco Nation News. I am excited to tell you guys that, so you do not have to go anywhere. You can watch the game right here on Bronco Nation News. It'll be the Mountain West Network official feed. Jay Tuss is going to be on the call. You can watch it right here and keep chatting with your friends. And then on the timeouts and halftime, we'll pop on with some thoughts and things like that as we get you as much commentary as we can for this game tonight, Boise State and Wichita State. Also, those of you that are asking, I'll see if I can throw it up here on the screen, our words. We gave our list of words to Jay Tuss. Oh, I screwed this up already. Let's see if we can do this here. I'm going to put this on the screen here. Jay Tuss has the list of words. We will get him the list of words. And I have upped the ante, folks. I have upped the ante tonight. All right, here's our list of words. We're going to try to get on the broadcast tonight. And I will be giving a charity donation of $20. $20 charity donation for every word that Jay Tuss can get onto the broadcast tonight. So if any of these words make it on the broadcast tonight on Mountain West Network, Bronco Nation News and BJ Rains will be donating $20 per word. So we got to give Jay Tuss the Jay Tuss has the list. Johnny Ballgame joining us. Prater in the ball game, 3-6. I don't know if you were listening, Johnny, to the show this morning, but we put a challenge to Jay Tuss where he's on the call tonight for the Mountain West Network, and we gave some BNN listeners came up with some words.
I did catch that. I did catch that he has to throw in.
But I added a little spicy nugget to this, Johnny. Every word of the list here, and here is the word. Here is the list. Every word Jay Tuss gets on there, I'm going to donate $20 to the charity of Jay Tuss Choice. So if Jay Tuss can get 5 words on this list in the game tonight, that's $100. Wow. I'll donate to the charity.
That's a cool deal,
choice.
man.
What's a realistic number here? What are your favorite here? That
knowing Jay as well as I know,
and he's walking over here right now.
Like for me, I would have no problem, none.
We're talking about Jay right now, and there he is.
And I would have no problem, but Jay thinks about that stuff. I 100% will say this: popcorn has no chance. That might be first off the board. Okay, iPad will definitely find its spot in. Beast mode, yeah, I think he can get a beast mode in without you thinking he's going to do this now.
How about bang on a three-pointer? That's pretty easy, right? Just one shot goes in.
Yeah, or on a big collision, and he's talking about the replay, and bang, look at that hit. He could do some of those. What's that? What's that? Wampus?
Yeah, catty wampus.
There's no way he's going to say cat. He might say tomfoolery. I don't know about banana ball.
He said on the show this morning he thinks he can get banana ball in there. So
yeah, okay, yeah.
We'll have some fun with it on the Mountain West Network. We'll be streaming it here on BNN.
That is cool.
If Jay Tuss, as many words as Jay can get in, and I've got the printed version here to give to him, $20 per word.
So if you and I wanted to, we could call this game tonight.
We can, yes.
Me and you could turn Jay down if they wanted the Manning cast.
Yes.
We'll call it the BJ cast.
There you go.
That way everybody will click on it immediately. BJ cast.
There you go.
And we call the game.
We could do that.
Me and you just call it.
We could.
I don't think anybody would want that.
We're going to try to get you on maybe on a timeout or two or a halftime. We did get it approved by your boss, so you can pop on for a little bit. As long as we show the KTIK, the ticket hat that you or shirt that you're wearing there. All right, we're going to have some fun. I got the list for Jay here. Johnny, Wichita State, man, you're a basketball guy. What do you make of this matchup here?
This is I'm in the boat of look, I'm in the what?
Just ignore the chat.
All right, yeah, exactly. keep those coming in. But no, I'm in the boat that this is a cool deal. This is a big deal, and this is going to be a lot of fun. And this is a team that I would hope finishes the season with a pretty good record and doesn't look like a blemish on your resume, but a nice little check. And I'm a huge college basketball fan. I remember those Coach Marshall runs, as you do really well, because Wichita State was at the top of their game when you were matriculating in Lawrence. And BJ's talking to John Anderson right now.
He's asking if it's a bye game or a home and home.
What is it?
It's a home and home.
It's a home and
they're going
home.
to Wichita next year.
Okay. Okay. Cross that off the bingo chart. I love it. So it's a big deal for me. But I understand when people, like we talked about it all day, for Greg and Prater, this doesn't move the needle. As Wichita State, okay, they went to a Final Four 12 years ago. Since they lost that coach, they've done nothing. They have faded into the abyss of college football. Check this out. They could say Wichita State doesn't matter anymore. So it depends on how you go into it. For me, I think they always kind of will. It's a brand, and I know about Kansas basketball, and they have a big support. At least they have in the past, and I would imagine they're still very passionate about that program. So, yeah, I think this is a big deal, dude. I like this game.
Now, there is a fan over there in the front row dressed up as a banana.
Yep.
So that might be pretty easy for Jay Tuss to get banana ball in there with the guy dressed up in a banana suit if they can get him on the broadcast.
100%.
That might be
100%. But
I did not plant that, but
Jay's going to be focused on calling a game, dude.
If it was you and me, we'd get every single one of these in there.
I was going to say I could get a couple in right now on this hit.
Yeah.
The
one that Maserati is the one that Javen Buchanan's dad would like us to find a way to get in there. So
like a Maserati at night, right down the lane.
That's not too tough, right? What about spicy little biscuit? Could you find a way to?
That's weird. A spicy little biscuit. You can't refer to a player as a spicy little biscuit. I don't know what
Speaking
else.
Speaking of Mr. Buchanan, the watch party in Lafayette tonight. Javen's mom is at the game.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. That's good for him. They always play a little better when Mama's in town, man. They just do. So I got a big night for Javen Buchanan.
What'd you make of the Montana State game and sneaking by there and just what you're seeing through 4 games?
Yeah, they just didn't make shots, BJ. And by the way, there's that 7'2" dude for Wichita State. He looks like Scott Matlock played basketball, and he is a load. Wow. He's dropping about 13 and 8 a game. I don't know if he transferred in from somewhere.
Purdue.
He's a Purdue transfer.
Yep.
Thank you. So he's a Matt Painter guy.
Yep.
And he's having a hell of a year, guys. You're going to watch him. He's their guy. Big red head in the middle, but he's imposing as all hell. But whew. Anyway,
you were talking about what you liked from Boise State, the Montana State game, and then you got mesmerized by the 7-2 guy.
They didn't make shots.
Okay.
I thought everything else went kind of the way they wanted it to go. Shots just didn't go down. There probably wasn't enough movement. There probably was, they're still tinkering. It wasn't impressive, BJ. They got a win. Luckily, it was kind of hidden due to the football situation. I think they got off the hook a little bit, and this will be one that they're 9.5-point favorites here. I hate that line.
I would.
If I'm a Boise State fan,
yes.
I mean, I'm not confident Boise State's
If they win this game by 5 or 6 points, wouldn't you say that's a nice win?
Yes,
but not in some eyes. I mean, the Ken Pom number's 8. If they don't win by 8, they lose metrics ground tonight.
Yep.
That's tough.
Which is crazy. So, but that's the name of the game. Especially if you're a mid-major, you need that extra bump on your resume.
Do we think Joey Jenkins is going to just have this crowd absolutely fired up tonight?
Yeah, Joey's going to be on his A game.
There we go.
He's singing happy birthday to BJ.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that BJ celebrated a birthday. Love you, brother. Yeah, and
he's going to be there. He's coming.
Okay.
Don't give any details out, but he'll be there.
Oh, detail. Okay, yeah, I won't. Yeah, BJ's turning 50.
50. Yeah, I wish.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm 40.
But I would think this would be just win the game here. Wichita State. I can look at them in warm-ups.
They look solid,
guys.
Man.
Montana State didn't look like that. No freaking way.
Look at some of these guards.
And don't even get me started on Burns with the electric guards. Was that you talking about that?
It was Drew Fielder who said it a couple times as if he'd had that drilled in his head 20 times.
I heard you and Jay talk about that.
Guards.
So that's an interesting scenario.
Johnny, what else about Boise State through 4 games do you like, not like, just big picture 4 games in? Where are you at with this team right now?
Okay. Let's see here. There's not a ton I love with this team. I want them to shoot better from downtown. I think they can and they will. I want them to defend the three a little better. I think they can and they will. I'm looking for the improvements here. Not kind of like what I've liked so far. I mean, Fielder, you'll love him one night, and then the next night, foul trouble or something, and you're like, shucks, man. And Javen Buchanan's been the same way for me. Like, the consistency. And sometimes I think it's on the coaches too. Sometimes I think Leon, he gets emotional and he's playing Captain Hook real quick. One little mess up, you are on the bench, and he's getting into that. And I think that gets into players' heads when they're going to be benched. They don't want to mess up, so then they mess up. I think Peanut went through a little bit of that. Luckily for Peanut, Jeremy DeLuca, luckily for Peanut, he kind of saved himself getting in, and I liked how Peanut handled that. He could have sulked. He could have been a debonair Dutrieve. He could have sat there and acted like it didn't matter. He didn't. He was still up, high-fiving guys, because everybody's like, why the hell isn't Peanut playing anymore? But he got in, he hit a few threes, and now he's back into the rotation. It looks like Peanut is your first guy off the bench with this team. I like the fact that you start RJ Keene and bring Peanut off the bench and say, Peanut, when you come off the bench, it's like Jamal Crawford, man. You take and you make and you go. You are the offense when you come in. Instant heat. Let's get this thing going. And you'll end up playing about the same amount of minutes, if not a few more, than somebody like RJ Keene. So I think Leon's figured it out there. Do we know the starting lineup? Is it the same as it's been?
It sounds like it's going to be the same, yes, but I haven't seen it exactly.
So that'll be Peanut coming off the bench as your first guy. Yeah, and I think that might be something that Leon's gonna try to sell this team on. And Peanut not being a starter, but being that first guy off the bench.
Leon likes that firepower,
like a Ginobili.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't. You don't think of him as a bench player because he's not. He's one of your four best players, but you need that scoring, and then it just gets a little cluttered if you start him. You got to get Meadow shots. You got to get JB looks. Drew Fielder probably will lead the team in attempts. We didn't even get to Dylan Andrews trying to get in some type of rhythm. He's been a double-digit scorer at UCLA before in his career. Like, it's just they need to. It's like a symphony, you know. Everybody plays a different instrument, and somehow, some way, you get on the same page and you make some stinking magic, BJ. Right now, they're all playing their instruments, and they're just still figuring out how to go with each other. And I hope they can figure it out on the fly, because if they don't play well, and we've seen this team not play well, this is going to be tough, because Wichita State, I'm looking at these dudes, they're going to beat the hell out of them.
This is like a very physical team.
It does, but I still think Boise State wins, held their favorite by 10. That Ken Palm stuff's usually on this. I mean, not on the spot, but it's right more than it isn't. So I'll say Boise State wins, but man, if they can beat this team by double digits, I'll really like that win, BJ.
All right, man. Well, we'll hear from you a little bit later, Johnny. We got to get you
really?
off here for.
I thought we were calling. No,
you can if you'd like to. We can call it, but I think Johnny Anderson would like to chat with you down here. So, you are welcome to. You are allowed to come back on.
I'm just playing.
We're going to bring you back.
I got to get set up over
on a timeout or a halftime. We'll get your thoughts for a few minutes, and appreciate you, Johnny, for jumping on. KTIK, the ticket. You can hear Johnny Ball Game, Mike Prater. Weekdays 3 to 6, KTIK 95.3, the ticket. This is the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show, and again, we are going to be streaming tonight's game live right here on Bronco Nation News. No need to go anywhere else to watch tonight's game. It will be right here on Bronco Nation News. Get your score predictions in, get your players to watch in. Let us know where you're watching from. We'll give you some shout-outs, and when this game starts here in about 30 minutes, right here on this feed, we will be able to pick up the Mountain West Network feed. You'll hear Jay Tust on the call. And then on timeouts and at halftime, we'll have coverage for you as we continue along. Boise State and Wichita State live here on Bronco Nation News. Thanks to the partnership we have with Creator Sports Network and the Mountain West. Creator Sports Network and the Mountain West is going to have a live feed for us tonight, and we're going to be able to bring you Jay Tust, Angela Taylor on the call, Boise State at Wichita State. And as I said, we'll dive in on timeouts and halftime, Manning cast style a little bit. So Looking forward to this one tonight. Going to be a lot of fun. We want to know where you're watching from, though. We had somebody in Sky Ship was in Cairo, Egypt last week, I believe. Let us know where you're watching from, your score predictions. We'll give you some shout-outs here on Bronco Nation News. Do want to thank a couple of our great sponsors that help make this free of charge for you guys to watch here. And that starts with our title sponsor, rowpaint.com, Andy Rowe and Company. Those concrete coatings, the interior, exterior painting. Make sure you hit up rowpaint.com for all your painting needs. You can get 20% off right now. Winter painting special, 20% off if you let them know Bronco Nation News sent you. 20% off at rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile eBranch online banking right there in your smartphone. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. They're a sponsor at Boise State now. They're back in the building. We're very appreciative for their support. Make the switch today like we did at the Raines family. Bronco Nation News, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Hey, TacoBellWorks.com, the SON Management Group, the Nicolason family, TacoBellWorks.com. We appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News. Get on into Taco Bell and TacoBellWorks.com. Visit a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. They got those chicken strips, a number of other great options. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. We appreciate their support of Bronco Nation News. Jacksons will have the Jacksons postgame show for you. The Jacksons postgame show coming up after the game. Interviews with Coach Leon Rice and players. Highlights, analysis. Abe Jackson will join us postgame, all that good stuff. Make sure you come back for the Jacksons postgame show. And don't forget, 99-cent coffee at Jackson's anytime, day or night, using that Let's Go Rewards app. Waiting for the Broncos to come back out on the court, so we'll tell you about the Blue and Orange Store. TheBlueandOrangeStore.com, online, TheBlueandOrangeStore.com. You can order anywhere in the world. They got some great deals, great specials. You can buy those customized jerseys there at the Hall of Fame location. 4,000 hats on the hat wall. Check out our friends at the Blue and Orange Store online at TheBlueandOrangeStore.com. Hey, we're ticking down towards tip-off here. Boise State and Wichita State. This is going to be a lot of fun tonight. And again, we'll have the game right here for you on Bronco Nation News. That's right. You don't have to go anywhere. You can watch the game with us here on Bronco Nation News. Hey, while we wait for the Broncos to come back on the court, let's hear Leon Rice and Drew Fielder talking about this matchup with Wichita State.
Focus is us always, primarily us. Now, we're playing a great team. Obviously, got to get your game plan in. You got to get our guys understanding what their strengths are and what they're going to bring. And but they're a really good team that we're playing. I mean, they made 16 threes in their last game, and they're athletic and they're big and they're a great rebounding team. They're gonna drive a hard bargain at anyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's just learning what we can learn from that game and taking what we can. But another thing is, we wouldn't, you don't accept in winning what you wouldn't accept in losing, if you know what I mean. So, there's still stuff that we got to iron out. And so it's just the process of being prepared. And this, Wichita State's going to be a good team. They got, electric guards. They got a big fella. They got some good wings. So it's just about being as prepared as possible. But, it's just the season going. We got quick turnarounds. It's the most fun part of the year. So.
Well, they just got a lot of hoopers. They got dynamic guys that can play. They got, like I said, good size. Their big kid came from Purdue. I mean, you know how well he was coached all those years at Purdue and how good he's fitting in there and how well he's coached there. And so this kid, he's a good player. All these, they got a lot of versatility, and guys with the range that those guys have is amazing, and that can spread your defense out because you got to guard them out there. And when I say out there, I'm talking about the logos. I mean, they were making them from there.
I mean, shoot, I think UTRGV averaged whatever, so teams score, but, I know we have really good schemes and we have guys who want to play on that end, so it's just about buckling down and rebounding. I think they've been doing a really good job on the offensive rebound, so we got to buckle down on that, limit them to one shot. But, I mean, I have confidence. We just got to buckle down and not foul and finish the possession.
I'm telling our fans, we need you here because we're playing a great team. It's going to be, a great college basketball game, and we're going to have to play a plus game to compete with these guys. They're playing really good right now.
It's good, man. I like playing good competition. It's what you play basketball for. So I'm excited to keep, taking the tests and doing, preparing as much as possible and seeing how, we pan out. So it's fun, and it's fun to be on a team like this that works so hard, so you feel prepared and you feel connected. So it's good, man. It's good to always, you want to be able to go and say no loss November and whatnot, but I think like all these games is really going to matter in conference and what comes February, March. So
what do you make of just Wichita State, and they've got a little name to them, had some success in the tournament and stuff, and them coming in here and tomorrow night, and you guys don't get a ton of games like this where teams are willing to come in here and play you guys. So I mean, what do you make of just Wichita State coming in and the game tomorrow night? It's
good. They look like a good team. They've been winning games. They got electric guards, and like I said, a big fella, but we'll see how good connected they are, and I think teams that look good on paper don't it's not always even, so we'll see. But I'm really excited to play them. They look good, and but I know what we're capable of, so I feel really confident going into the game.
Well, there you have it. Drew Fielder and Leon Rice meeting with the media yesterday as we get set for Boise State and Wichita State tonight. Looks like we have a few Wichita State fans in the chat here, so if you're joining us from Wichita, Kansas, the great state of Kansas, we appreciate you for finding the chat here. And if you can keep it civil, we'd love for you to stay and watch the game here in the chat. We're going to get to the Mountain West Network stream here at about 7 o'clock, 20 minutes from now. And we will turn it over to Jay Tust. And you can watch the video stream of this game right here in the broadcast in this stream. So you do not have to go turn on the Mountain West Network on your phone or anywhere else. If you're watching us on your smart TV right now on your YouTube app, this game will be able to be seen right here, and you'll get yours truly coming in during timeouts and halftime, giving you some analysis and things as we continue our partnership with the Creator Sports Network and the Mountain West Conference. And we appreciate them, along with Boise State, Chris Coots, and Cody Gogler for allowing us to stream this game tonight. So hang out here, watch the game with us. Unfortunately, I could broadcast the entire game, but there is a little bit of a delay on the stream sometimes. And since Jay Tuss is on the call and he does such a good job, I figured we'll let Jay take the stream. And then when they go to commercial break, we'll pop on, give you some thoughts and things like that. But excited for tonight. Boise State, Wichita State. Going to be a slobber knocker of a game. Let's go Shockers. Gen C is going to be watching the game here. We appreciate that. Let's see what else we got here. I agree. Going to be a fun game. Keith Yost watching on Twitter from Asheville, North Carolina. Appreciate you. Mark Sanchez in the house, former player. We got Chris Atkinson, Atkinson's Mirror and Glass in the house, as well as the dignitaries and the who's who start to arrive here. Johnny, I don't know if you've seen anybody else yet, but I saw Tommy Alquist here in the house. I know Matt Bauscher is going to be here in full force as well. You mentioned the DeLuca family. Where's your boy Jeff Baker? I'm sure he'll be here at some point. Love it when Jeff Baker gets into the chat and has his thoughts on social media. What score predictions we got? Give us some score predictions. Boise State, Wichita State. The Ken Palm number is let's go back here and check this out. The Ken Palm number is Boise State 81, Wichita State 73. An 8-point spread according to Ken Palm. The Vegas spread is higher than that. I believe 9, 9.5, even 10, depending on where you're getting your lines from. So this is supposed to be, it doesn't feel like that, I'll tell you that. This is a big-time game for Boise State. It is a blackout tonight in the crowd. And John Mallory, do you know why it's a blackout tonight? Wichita State, for the second game in a row, we got a little bit of uniform gate here. Wichita State only has one uniform right now. They got brand new uniforms this year, I believe, from Nike, and they the visiting road uniforms have not come in yet. So Wichita State only has one color, and that's why they had to wear white. So Boise State said, "All right, we'll make it a blackout tonight." And Boise State's going to go with the black. So now Stan's watching the chat. Stan Nicolason, let us know, Stan. I don't know what the deal is. We were talking about this last game. What is the promotion for Taco Bell? 83 points gets the crowd what? Do you have to take your ticket stub? Is it anybody in Boise? We appreciate Stan. Does a tremendous job with the local Taco Bells. the Nicolason family, big sponsor, big supporter of Bronco Nation News. We really, truly appreciate it. I hope you guys are eating at Taco Bell. My kids are going there tonight, I believe, after their hitting lesson. But we saw it flash on the screen, I think, 2 games ago, but no one has informed me what the deal is. So let us know, Stan, or if anybody knows what the deal is for Taco Bell, and we are happy to give some love. And hopefully, yes, 83 points for the Tacos tonight would be great to see. So nice crowd filing in. Not going to be a sellout tonight, but there's folks up in Bernie's balcony. They were offering $5 tickets tonight up in the balcony. So folks are in for some Taco Bell. So Stan, let us know what the deal is here. And we'll either text me or put it in the chat, and we'll promote it to everybody what the Taco Bell deal is here for tonight and every game moving forward here the rest of the season. Johnny Ballgame is sitting next to me. I believe might have stopped at Taco Bell on the way to the arena tonight. So calling Aaron's the secret weapon tonight. Didn't score in the last game. Has played pretty well. So, yeah, that would certainly be a interesting secret weapon tonight. 74-65 is what Ben has. Let's see here. Gen C loves the black uniforms. There we go. We got folks wearing BNN polos here, Johnny. We got supporters here walking in right there in a BNN. Do you see that? BNN merchandise making its way around the arena here. There's a fella down here in a BNN nice quarter zip pullover. Ask him if he laid the points, Johnny. I wonder what. It's going to be a nice crowd. Not going to be a sellout, but I think it's going to be a really nice crowd tonight. And super excited for this one. Boise State, Wichita State coming up in about 15 minutes here on Bronco Nation News. And again, we're going to be able to stream the game right here on BNN tonight. Johnny Ballgame is back.
It does kind of have this March feel to it of a big conference game. Like there's way more of a buzz for this game. You can feel it, and I did want to point that out for the folks that are watching this. It feels like March. Feels like San Diego State's here, something like that. So, and off to a good start.
And a good number of people, you included, partaking in the blackout here.
It's a good start. Yep.
Kelly Christensen, he's got the blackout there. Timberstone Golf
Shout
Course.
out to Timberstone Golf Course.
We love some Timberstone Golf Course. Kelly Christensen. This truly is a who's who tonight. A lot of boosters, a lot of supporters walking by. This is not a game that you wanted to miss tonight. Somebody was asking if there was a list of games that Jay is going to try to use tonight. Here's his list right here. Now, let's be honest. Jay's got a hard job tonight, a lot going on. I don't know if he can pull this off, but this is the list. This is the list that Jay is going to try to pull off tonight. Tomfoolery. Travis, I told you, folks, everybody, it's a who's who tonight of who's here tonight. Travis Hawks is even in the arena tonight. Travis, how are we feeling about the game tonight? You're not on camera, but how are you feeling about the game tonight, Travis?
I feel good. This is a big game. It's a great quality opponent. Top 100 in Ken Palm, as BJ Rains would say.
Yes.
And, great game going into Maui. This is a great opportunity here over this next, week
yes.
or so?
Yes. We just said, we're seeing all the dignitaries and big wigs and boosters and donors. I mean, this is one of those games in the non-con, kind of a rare thing where a lot of people made sure they were available to come tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to a lot of people who they had this circled on the calendar, perennial tournament team we don't usually see coming to Boise. And it's a big game. It's a good test. I think we're, still figuring out the rotation a little bit, right? And still figuring out this team's still getting used to playing together, but we don't have much more time to get used to it with all these big opportunities and games coming up tonight and in Maui.
Now, I don't know if you heard the show this morning, but fans suggested a list of words for our friend Jay Tust, who's on the call tonight, to say. And I said I would donate $20 to charity for every word that Jay Tusk can sneak on it. Can you go give him this list when we're done here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I texted it to him, but that's the final list of words.
He's doing the TV tonight?
Jay Tusk is on the Mountain West Network call.
Right.
What do you think about any of those that he could sneak into the broadcast
Some of these are easy. I mean, I think popcorn is easy. I think iPad is easy. I think you could talk about the football team using the iPads. I think there's lots of these he could mix in.
He's a little, he's a professional. He's not going to, if Johnny or me were doing this, we'd sneak all 20 words on there. But
here's a question I have for you, BJ, because I was here Saturday, and of course Bob Beeler was not here because he was in San Diego.
Abe Jackson did the solo call.
Abe Jackson did solo, and here's my question for you: why did I not get the call? Why did I not get the call to co-host the game with Abe Jackson?
I don't know. I should have had you do the BNN show at least. You could have come hosted the pregame show.
Yeah, who did it?
I figured you were in China or somewhere.
No. I was here. I was here Saturday, and I sit right behind Abe, and I was like, why did I not? And he was by himself. I could have been the color commentator.
I'll keep that in mind for next time, for whether it's for BNN or for
who hosted BNN on Saturday.
I hosted it from San Diego.
Oh, you did?
Thanks for watching. Yeah.
Well, no, I was here at the game, but yeah, I could have. We could have co-hosted me here in the arena.
All right.
So you weren't one of these, Fox Sports, not even in the arena guys.
Yes.
And I could have been here, and you could have been there.
Okay. Well, we'll keep that in mind for next time.
All right.
Give
I'll
Jay
give
our
this to
list.
Jay.
It's for charity
Got
here.
it.
Come on.
All
We
right.
appreciate it, Travis. Thanks a lot. Travis Hawks, the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com. Make sure you get out to the Blue and Orange Store and check out all the great options there at the Blue and Orange Store. Again, we appreciate Travis Hawks and company. Let's see here what we got here. 20-10 for Javen Buchanan. That would be a big-time game. First 20-point game is going to be coming tonight. Had 19-9, I think. Hey, let's take a quick 2-minute timeout. The national anthem's getting ready to start. We'll be back on Bronco Nation News. Don't go anywhere. You can watch the game right here on BNN. We're back in 2 minutes.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place? The taco place? Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange Store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange Store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange Store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange Store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with a room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco Nation, when I score, Jackson pours. Each game I score a touchdown, head to Jackson's on Monday for a 49-cent fountain drink with Let's Go rewards. And don't forget your free banana, Jackson's. Let's go.
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
All right, we are back here at Extra Mile Arena, and our man Travis Hawks just gave Jay Tuss the list, and Jay Tuss is looking over the list as we speak. So let's raise some money for charity tonight. I'm not going to be listening to every word, so I need your guys' help during the broadcast. We'll start checking the words off as they come, but if you joined us late, BNN offering up $20 to charity of Jay Tuss' choice for every word that Jay Tuss can get on the broadcast tonight. And these were the words that you guys came up with on the morning show. I think there's another one on there. Boondoggle and also metamorphosis also was on there. I am the big 40. Don Moe is giving me that. I appreciate that, Don. Thank you. These are the words tonight. Jay Tuss going to do his best to get some of these on the call. And if he does, let us know in the chat. $20 to the charity of Jay Tuss' choice per word that he can get on the broadcast tonight. So let's have a little fun as the game happens tonight here on BNN. All right, we got folks watching from North Brunswick, New Jersey tonight. Buck and Boise, appreciate you watching from New Jersey. Wichita just drained all their last warm-up shots. Yeah, they made 16 threes in their last game tonight. Yeah, it's actually like a 10-point spread, which is a little surprising to me, to be honest. So the spread did surprise me a little bit. Ken Pom number is like Boise State -8. So yeah, it's a little bit of a higher spread for me, just being completely honest. We continue our list of who's who coming into the game tonight. Columbus, Ohio, watching tonight. Appreciate their shout out. We also have folks all over the country watching in. So wherever you're watching from, let us know. But so far, Columbus, Ohio is checking in. New Jersey is checking in. We appreciate you guys for watching. If you have any score predictions. Again, the Vegas line as Wichita State takes the court, and there's their 7-2 center right there. Has Boise State by about 9 points. The Ken Pom number is 8 points. As Drew Fielder said today, they got some electric guards. Talked about their 7-2 center, Will Berg from Stockholm, Sweden. Will Berg, a 7-2 center, does start for them tonight. And they've got a couple guards. Michael Gray Jr., 6'2", the transfer, had 5 3-pointers against Loyola. And then you have Kenyon Giles, who ranks 6th in three-point made per game, 4.67. Kenyon Giles, guys, averaging 19.7 points per game, number 1. Got to find a way to limit number 1 tonight. And got to limit Michael Gray Jr. as well, number 9. He had 17 points against Loyola, 5 of 10 from three-point range. And Will Berg had his first career double-double against Loyola. He is averaging 12 points and 8 boards in 20 minutes. Be very curious with the foul troubles of Drew Fielder at times this year. Tulane checking in at number 12, all the way up to, it's 12 seed. They're 24th. But Tulane is now the highest ranked Group of 5 team. The Tulane is in at number 12. Tulane now in a spot ranked number 24 in the top 25. They'd be playing Texas Tech in their first game, by the way. Tulane and Boise State. Dubtrack thinks, Dag Nabbitt's going to be the word. So he's got $5 on Dag Nabbit. That's a good idea. So let's see what else we got here. Got about 5 minutes on the clock. We'll be going to the Jay Tuss broadcast here in about 5 minutes as well. And again, I'll pop in, I'll pop out. I don't want to disrespect Jay and his call tonight, so we'll have Jay Tuss on the call on the Mountain West Network coming up in about 5 minutes. You can watch the game right here on BNN, and then instead of watching the commercials, we'll bring it back, and we'll talk to you guys during the commercials. We'll talk to you at halftime, so you basically get a continuous 2-hour live stream talking about this game tonight. So, Jay is taking over 9.5 mentioned on the broadcast. That would be awesome because that would be $200 for charity. I'm giving $20 for charity. I'm going to need you guys, though, because I'm not going to hear everything Jay is saying. I'm going to need you guys in the chat when one of the words gets said by Jay. Let's keep a tally here. Johnny, Jay was looking over the list here. What do you think the over-under is? Travis Hawks took in the list. I saw him looking it over, and he kind of gave me a head nod. Can we get to 5? Can we get to $100 for charity on that list? 5. I think Johnny's thinking 5 spot. Okay, 5. Let's get 5 words. Let's get $100 for charity. And let's see. I guess it's plus 400 on the money line for Wichita State. Is it that high? That's what Paulie Pepperoni is saying. That seems a little high to me. But going to be a nice crowd, but not a sellout. These Mountain West Network games, they start at like 7:01, and a lot of folks are still out in the parking lot and still getting their popcorn. Here's Boise State taking the floor for warm-ups, the all-black uniforms, the new black shooting shirts here for Boise State. Again, if you joined us late, Wichita State only has one set of uniforms right now because Nike has not sent them their visiting uniforms. So Boise State had to go with either black or orange or blue tonight and decided to go with black for the blackout in the crowd. Our friend Jake Forsyth said it's plus 378. So, wow, that would actually be some pretty good odds there for a game that I feel is going to be much closer than that. Taking Wichita with all those points, not going to lie. Yeah, it does seem like a very high number. 79-74 is Chad's score prediction. And again, here in about 3 minutes, we're going to pick up the Mountain West Network feed. And then we'll come back and forth, as I said, with showing you our view, showing you their view. We'll talk to you. Johnny's going to pop in. Excited to bring you Boise State basketball here on Bronco Nation News through a partnership with the Creator Sports Network and the Mountain West Conference. And we appreciate. There we go. What's the deal? What's the deal on the? Oh, you did? Okay. All right. We're going to get. I got a text here. We're going to talk about the deal. All right. If Boise State scores 83 or more during a home game, every fan will get to redeem a free taco in the next 24 hours at a Taco Bell location in the Treasure Valley. You just have to show your ticket for redemption on one taco per order. So one taco per order. We appreciate Stan Nicolason and Taco Bell. But if Boise State gets to 83 tonight, you get a free taco at Taco Bell if you are in the building tonight for Boise State. So that's now what we know with Taco Bell and the deal. A free taco if you have a ticket to tonight's game if they score 83 points. So not sure what he's going. I think he's going with a little dig at the basketball team here, but nice to see the basketball team matching the fan color scheme. So, yes, they're all wearing black tonight, as the students are. We're about 90 seconds or so from joining Jay Tust on the Mountain West Network. Well, as I said, stay here, watch the game. We got a great number right now, almost 200 in YouTube alone, wanting to watch this game in here tonight. You can stay, you can chat, you can watch the game, and we're excited. And we appreciate, again, all of our sponsors on the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. A couple I need to thank real quick before we go to the broadcast. Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game. Appreciate Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game, thespateam.com. Locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. Been around since 1978. Part of the Boise State home team. Check them out. Mark Ridley down there courtside. Ridley's Family Markets. We love Ridley's Family Markets. ShopRidleys.com. Download that Skip app. Get savings up to 30% off at the checkout line. Transportation Compliance Service. If you want to get into the trucking industry, check out Transportation Compliance Service online at transcomservice.com. And we want the voicemails. The Signature Roofing voice inbox. Speakpipe.com/BNN. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, the official roofing company of BNN is Signature Roofing. Check them out at signatureroofing.com. And Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate. We love Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Appreciate him for his support of Bronco Nation News. And we appreciate Matt Bauscher and his support of Bronco Nation News. We're live here as we get set for the introduction of the starting lineups. It'll be Wichita State first, then Boise State. And we'll take you to the Mountain West Network feed once that broadcast starts. Excited to be with you live here at Extra Mile Arena. Fans are still getting their sodas, their beers. Let's take you to the Mountain West Network feed. We'll be right back here with you. Bronco Nation News. Enjoy the game, everybody.
High atop the City of Trees. What a beautiful evening as basketball season really begins to hit its stride here in Boise. Welcome inside Extra Mile Arena, the site for tonight's showdown between Boise State and the Wichita Shockers. Wichita State traveling to the City of Trees for the first time ever, and alongside Angela Taylor, I'm Jay Tust. And Angela, these are two top 100 Ken Palm teams. I know it's only mid-November, but this one should operate with the intensity of almost like.
All right, are you guys not hearing the audio on this? I don't know. Let me know if you guys were hearing that, because I'm not hearing the audio on my end. So let me know if you guys are hearing the audio. I'm not hearing Jay's audio. We'll try to get back to that in a second here.
but they also both concentrate.
You may get
on the
stuck with me
defensive
calling
end,
this game
knowing
if we
that
can't
they get
figure out
great
the audio
shots
on
when they
this.
are executing on the
Let's try to
defensive end as
refresh
well.
this
Well, take a look
broadcast
at these
again.
season numbers. Wichita State enters this one, averaging Boise State averaging 81.5 points per game. And look at that three-point field goal shooting. Both of these teams can really fill it up behind the arc. And another thing that strikes me
No, not
about
me.
these teams, Angela, both of them
Not
have
me.
five
Could you
guys
hear
averaging
Jay
double figures.
Tuss?
They can
Audio
really
is fine. You guys
spread
heard Jay Tuss talking?
Any given day, anybody can step up and put a lot of points on the board, and that's because they're so unselfish, passing up oftentimes good shots in order to be able to get great shots.
You know, Boise State's coming off a victory over Montana State, maybe a little closer than they wanted, but boy, did they were they clutch when it mattered most. And Javen Buchanan led them. He had a season high and a team high 19 points in that matchup. It was 2 of 5 from 3, had 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 32 minutes of action. And Angela, late in that game, he was making plays on both ends of the floor that ultimately had Boise State coming out on top in that matchup.
Yeah, forward Javen Buchanan was definitely clutch. He's the leader of this team. And what you love about him is that he's the best with his back to the basket. They love him playing the power forward position, but he's so versatile. The ability to score at all 3 levels. There's that crucial bucket that he had, a 3-point play, and you see the leadership and how his teammates rally around him. They're going to need him to play well tonight to get the win.
Big Smooth, I call him. He makes the game look so easy. This is the first of 2 matchups between Boise State and Wichita State. Next year, the Broncos travel out to Wichita to face the Shockers. This time, though, the Broncos have home court advantage. Tip-off for...
All right, guys, let me know if you could hear that because I could not hear that. I'm doing the best we can. For some reason, I can't hear it. Hopefully you guys could. I apologize if you couldn't, but look at the new lights they have here. New lights down on the court. New intro for Boise State this year. Pretty cool. They're saying it was low volume. I really have no idea why that's the case. You guys are going to have to really jack it up. I apologize for that. Let me see if I can find a way to restart it.
What
All right, let me know if you can hear this commercial, folks.
Fail? Would you see every setback as a catalyst to keep going? This is the innovator's mindset. Because innovation demands daring. It's finding thousands of ways that don't work. And the one that changes everything. Because we know changing the world doesn't happen.
All right, I guess you guys will be able to hear it. Apologize for any issues there, but
we are moments away.
I can't hear it, so you guys are going to have to let us know what words you hear on the broadcast. There is going to be a delay. Jock Jam's coming on. And as Michael Buffer would say, let's get ready to rumble. Enjoy the game, everybody. We'll be back shortly.
Dylan Andrews, R.J. Keene, Andrew Meadows, Drew Fielder, and Javen Buchanan. And you got 3 guys that are averaging double figures, Angela, and then R.J. Keene, who's just kind of the glue guy that does all of the rough work down low.
The type of player that coaching staff loves, going to do all the little things to help you win. Dive on the floor for these balls, get that extra rebound.
Look at Wichita State's starting lineup. They are also utilizing the same starting 5 for the 4th time in 4 games. And we are underway here at the X. Drew Fielder tips it into the backcourt. Dylan Andrews up with the opening possession. Andrews dribbles it to the top of the key.
You see Wichita State switching on a lot of the screens.
Oh, pass wide. Buchanan able to handle it. Rims it just a little long. A long rebound corralled by Wichita State.
Nice job getting back in transition by Andrews.
I think that's been an encouraging sign by the Boise State basketball team ever since their season opener. They were, we'll just call it a little deficient on the defensive end in that first game against Hawaii Pacific, but they've been really solid since. And I would say, Angela, they're probably coming off their best defensive effort of the season against Montana State over the weekend.
And particularly in the last 3 minutes of the ball game, they got a lot of key stops against Montana State.
Berg gets the offensive rebound, goes back up with it, misses it short. Now Boise State has it. Dylan Andrews, the UCLA transfer, operating, gets downhill, looking for help, kicks it back out to Meadow. He thinks about it, then fires the three, misses, and now Berg grabs the defensive rebound.
Wichita State really good on the defensive glass. They do an excellent job of boxing out. Nice defense.
He gets a hand in the face, but Gray Jr. rises over him for the first points of the night.
And that's one of the things that Gray Jr. loves to do. Teams are going to try to run him off the three-point line because he's so good from three, but has the ability to put the ball on the floor and get to the elbow.
Wichita State made a school record 16 threes, and they did it on 32 attempts the last time they were on the floor. Fielder fires from three, it goes in and out. Gray Jr. with the rebound.
Look for Fielder to try to face up quite a bit against Berg, who's 7'2".
Fielder brings a lot of athleticism to the five this year for Boise State.
And great versatility, the ability to score anywhere on the floor.
10 on the shot clock. Andrews guarding Giles. Pump fakes, then fires the three. It's long. Keene with the board.
Excellent defense by Andrews at the point of attack. Did a great job of keeping the ball in front of him and not allowing that dribble penetration.
Dribble penetration from Andrews. The floater. He misses, goes back up for the rebound with Berg. It gets tipped to Fielder. They swing it around. It's Andrews from the corner. He misses. Boise State getting some good looks early, but not finding the bucket.
You love the ball movement, and it will eventually fall.
That was kind of the name of the game for them over the weekend. It seemed like they got a lot of good shots, but only shot 33% from the floor as a team. Giles fires again. Nothing but the bottom. It is 5-0 Wichita State.
Kenyon Giles is so prolific from the floor. He's able to shoot the three deep, and that's one of the things that his coach, Paul Mills, wants him to do, space the floor.
Paul Mills made a name for himself. At his previous stop, Oral Roberts took them to the Sweet 16. Now he's trying to get Wichita State back in the dance for the first time since 2021.
Early on, Boise State's getting some really good looks, but they're not going down right now. But you have to love the ball movement. Players are passing up good looks and passing it over for a better look.
Leon Rice, the legend, in his 16th season at Boise State. He has won 319 games here. Check out that non-conference record. He's led Boise State to 2 regular season titles in the Mountain West in 2015 and 2022. He's a 2-time Mountain West Coach of the Year. He's taken his team to the NCAA tournament 5 times, including 3 out of the last 4 years, and they're hoping to get back there this year. Javen Buchanan, lethal down low, goes up with the left-handed shot. Looks like Berg got a piece of that.
Well, Berg is such a presence in the paint right now. Going to make it really difficult for Boise State to get some paint touches and looks.
Nice cut, ball gets poked away. Wichita State able to corral it. Still 15 on the shot clock. Wichita State looks to set something up offensively. Gray Jr. over to Boyd. He'll go down low to Berg. He's guarded by Dominic Parolin, the transfer out of Lehigh. Sat out last season, was recovering from an injury. Feels like he's a big physical guy that could see some minutes tonight against the 7'2" Berg.
Definitely going to need a lot of players coming in. One of the things from Fielder in that starting lineup has the propensity to get in foul trouble, so he's going to need to be able to defend without fouling. Wichita State doesn't go into that low block all that often, but when they do, Berg is really physical.
Inbound it to Giles. He takes it in the backcourt. That was awfully close to an over and back.
Really close.
Giles trying to navigate his way through the Boise State defense. A whistle away from the ball.
All right, back with you live here. An offensive foul called on the big guy, number 44. I turned my audio down a little bit, so let me know if that's better, if this is more equal to the sound that you're hearing on the broadcast. Let me know if this is sounding okay with the audio. Again, BJ Rains with you. We are here courtside in the corner here at Extra Mile Arena. And we are trying something new here tonight. Second game we've been able to do this with the Mountain West Network. Turn my volume down even more. Okay. Is that better? All right. See if let me know about that. Is there any way to improve the video quality? Doing the best I can. Jay is still really low, so you guys need to just jack Jay's volume up louder. I have no idea. I'm doing the best I can. If for whatever reason it's not great, you guys can just turn this on the Mountain West Network on your TV, and then you can still chat with us in the chat here. But for some reason, if you are having issues, we're plugged into Ethernet. The stream should be pretty good, so apologize for that. Doing the best we can here on Bronco Nation News. Again, a live broadcast of Boise State. And at the first media timeout here, guys, Boise State is 0 for 7. 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 5 from three-point range. But Boise State has not made a shot, 0 for 7. They're down 5-0. Broncos were obviously very cold in the game against Montana State, only shooting 33%. I'll try to turn myself down even more here. Hopefully this is a little bit better here. I'll do the best I can. But 0 for 7 for Boise State as you see them getting ready to inbound the ball here. And we'll go back to the Mountain West Network feed as Boise State, Wichita State, 5-0 here.
A shocking start. They lead 5-0. We dive into the keys to the game, and for Wichita State, it's creating pressure on defense and continuing to get second chances with that big 7'2" center, Will Berg. For Boise State, closed out on the shooters. Wichita State, like I said, coming off a performance where they made 16 threes, and then they have to try to control the boards on the defensive end. That's kind of a hallmark of the Leon Rice era, trying to win the battle of the boards.
When you see already Wichita State trying to stoke up a little bit of energy defensively with a token full court pressure to get Boise State out of their comfort zone.
You know, Angela, Boise State a couple of games ago scored 101 against Utah Valley. They put 85 on the scoreboard against UTRVG a couple of days later. And right now, off to a little bit of a slow start. They're getting good shots. So what do you tell these guys in that timeout?
Is to keep executing offense. They're getting good offense.
Back quickly the other way in transition. The Shockers take a 7-0 lead.
Well, you see Drake Kendall comes off the bench and brings a lot of energy to the Shocker squad. Does an excellent job defensively getting in passing lanes and getting the opportunities to get out in transition.
Kendall averaging almost 13 points a game, shooting almost 60% from the field. Nice pass down low by Andrews. Parolin goes up with it and gets fouled.
When we talk about this Boise State offense, again, they're doing a nice job of executing their offense, getting quality looks, but they just need to continue to stay patient. That was great dribble penetration by Dylan Andrews, getting in the paint, creating a little bit of a 2-on-1 opportunity when Helpside came over, and we need to continue to see that. Try to create some weak side looks, get some 4-on-3, 3-on-2 opportunities.
Parolin's first free throw attempt up and good. Came into today shooting over 71% from the free throw line this season. He was a really nice off-season acquisition. Actually, last year, transferred from Lehigh, recovered from an injury, and right now he provides Leon Rice with just another weapon off the bench.
Parolin is one of those solid players, does all the little things. A physical player, you can see he's physically gifted on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he's going to post up strong on the low block, get you some O boards, and then defensively is a nice physical defender.
Leon Rice going to a young lineup here. Peanut Carmichael into the game for the first time, only a sophomore. A.G. Neto and Spencer Aarons, two true freshmen that have been highly impressive only 4 games into their Boise State careers.
And neither A.G. or Spencer play like they are freshmen. Play with a lot of confidence.
Down low, another nice look for the Shockers. He misses, and it's Aarons with the rebound, and here come the Broncos. A.G. Neto over to Fielder.
So Berg's off the floor.
Fielder going to go up over the shot blocker. Ball out of bounds. Yeah, what do you think about that look?
Well, right now, so Berg is on the bench right now, but they come in with Okorafor, who also is 6'10", so a lot of length there. A shot blocker, but a little bit different dimension. Again, Boise State is getting good looks, continue to be physical, and try to get those post players on the switches out of position.
Okorafor averaging 2 blocks a game and a little over 12 minutes of action this season. Boise State still looking for their first field goal as we are almost 6 minutes into this contest.
Yeah, a little reach-in foul right there on Neto. It's one of those things you don't want to help off of a shooter in the corner, so he's guarding Gray in the corner and got a little bit too handsy. It's been one of the things as a freshman, really aggressive defensively, but gets into early foul trouble as well.
Valencia over to Kindle. I will say this is the Shockers' first road game of the season. They got a heck of a gauntlet coming up. They're going to be traveling all over America here shortly, but they have passed the test the first 6 minutes of this one.
Well, with so many
Kindle
new
for
players.
3, no good.
Right, so many new players on this Shocker squad. It was nice for them to get settled with several home games to get going.
Yeah, this is basically an entire new roster. I mean, Paul Mills had to go out and replace a ton off of last year's team.
Yeah, they lost 9 of their top scorers. Difficult to replace that, but excellent job. And Paul has done that in all of his stops at Oral Roberts and then as an assistant coach at Baylor prior to that. And you can tell this squad is already gelling with the lack of continuity, which has been impressive.
Mills, again, 3rd season here at Wichita State. Went 15-19 his first year, 19-15 last year, but off to a 3-0 start this year. Here goes Fielder. He's going to get whistled for shuffling the feet, a turnover for Boise State.
And that was nice help side by Boyd with the Shockers. Came over and just got Fielder to pick up the ball a little bit before he was ready to go up for the shot.
Back into the game, Dylan Andrews, as Andrew Meadows is going to take a seat. This is a lineup that you've seen Leon Rice experiment with a few times here. A.G. Neto and Dylan Andrews on the floor together.
One, a great way to get going offensively is to be able to get some easy scores in transition, so maybe stoke it up defensively.
That one misses well short. Andrews comes away with it. He pushes in transition up to Fielder, who rocks the rim. Boise State's first field goal comes at the 7-minute mark, but it was an impressive one.
That's exactly what they need. Again, getting out in transition, we'll start to see the ball go to the rim is all you need. And so defensively, this 2-guard defense for Boise State is very active on the point of attack.
Fielder now trying to get it done on the defensive end. Able to do it. See who that one's off of. It's going to stay with the Shockers.
Early you see that Wichita State is going to go to the boards quite often and aggressively, so Boise State's going to have to continue to keep their defensive principles and box out to complete that stop.
Boise State off to a 1 of 10 start shooting, 0 for 6 from 3. Wichita State a little better, 3 for 11. They drive in and get another bucket. Nice take by Valencia there.
Yeah, Jared Valencia comes in, brings a lot of length on the floor for the Shockers team.
6'9", 202 pounds, a transfer out of Monmouth. Peanut Carmichael no good from behind the arc. Boise State now 1 of 11 from the field, 0 for 7 from 3.
There's a lid on the basket, but it should not make you not want to give defensive effort. The ball may not be going in, but continue to play hard defensively.
Shot clock ticking down, 7. Giles trying to create. Carmichael guarding him. Giles tries to pump fake, then goes with an up and under move, misses. Battle for the boards is won by Aarons. Spin move going baseline. Aarons and 1. The true freshman continuing to play well beyond his years and giving Boise State a little spark offensively as he's done so many times in this young season. Here's the play that sparked Boise State. Dylan Andrews up top to Drew Fielder for the two-handed flush.
Gatorade has the
All right, we're back, back live here. Johnny Paul, give me your thoughts so far, man. I mean, if they were a wrestler, they'd be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Womp, 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 womp. I mean, they just this was Montana State. They got good looks. The looks didn't get in. And that's what I'm seeing here. These are good looks. These are makeable shots. And, man, it's like
You know, bad shooting loves company. And it feels like that's been the case. But, dude, they're down 3. Chill out. Calm down. They'll be just fine.
2 of 12 from the field.
I can't hear you. Turn your...
2 of 12 from the field.
Okay. 2 of 12 from the field. If you guys can hear BJ, that's what he was saying there. They're 2 of 12 from the field is Boise State. One of the shots was a dunk, and the other was Aaron's on the and one. Yeah, BJ, they can't hear.
By the way, there we go. Prater in the ball game, 3 to 6.
They know.
Weekdays.
You don't need to plug
Prater
it.
in the ball game.
I don't need to plug. It's good.
Give us quick here. What do you want to see here? Down,
you're right. You do need to plug
6 to 9, yes.
Prater in the ball game Monday to Friday weekdays.
What do you got? Give us one more thought here. And what do you want to see in the next media here?
They should be down worse. They're not. I think they're doing well.
All right.
I mean, considering the circumstances, weathering the storm, they're right in it. They're playing like crap.
Cattywampus start, I would say, by the Boise State team offensively, but you see the true freshman trying to spark them here. He likes that little spin back to the baseline off the glass. He utilized that a couple of times this year.
And how nice for Aaron to see the ball go to the rim. Against Montana State, he was 0 for 2 in 11 minutes on the night. And such a potent score for this Boise State squad. So to get him going early will certainly help to provide some space and gravity on the floor.
Just to show you his level of maturity, you know, Boise State played an exhibition game against Idaho, and Spencer barely played in that contest. Then they go up to Washington. They play a close scrimmage against the Huskies. And once again, Aarons doesn't log a lot of minutes. So his response to that, Angela, he told me, he was going to go back to practice and simply outwork everybody, and the coaches noticed, and he has earned big-time minutes for this basketball team ever since. And that and one right there pulls the Broncos to within 2.
And had 19 points against Utah Valley, a good squad, a good defensive squad. And it made it look easy. One of the things that the coaching staff has talked about, this freshman Spencer Aarons, is just his confidence. Right here defensively is where the game is a little bit faster for some of the freshmen, and you see Valencia is so aggressive with the ball in his hands. A nice attack on the low block.
Valencia goes to the line for 2 free throw attempts. First one rims off. A redshirt junior out of Columbia.
For Wichita State to maybe play some full court press or a little bit different type of defense here.
Makes the second free throw. Their lead back out to 3.
Again, picking up full court just to take a little bit of time off the clock. Boise State likes to run a lot of time off the clock to get a good shot.
Trying to get into their offense here. Parolin gets a touch. Puts it on the floor, hands it off to A.G. Neto. He goes back over. Aarons, an open look. Well short. Carmichael tries to save it, but the Shockers come away with it. Ball poked away. We got a whistle.
Yeah, shot clock didn't start on that play, so easily could have been about 6 seconds off the clock.
Here, Mike Burns over on the bench, get on the floor, demanding a little more effort from his team. Peanut Carmichael and Spencer Aarons are going to check out. Julian Bowie into the game for the first time tonight. Also, Javen Buchanan back into the contest. Officials are going to go over to the monitor and make sure that they got the timing right, I believe.
Yeah, Wichita State got that ball off the rebound and the save by Peanut Carmichael and a couple passes down the court, but the shot clock did not start. And that's one of the things that Wichita State has not had a lot of transition opportunities today. Boise State only has 1 turnover on the evening thus far, but they are judicious. When they do have an opportunity to get out in transition, they will do that, and are really aggressive at attacking the rim.
I'll say this too, another reason why Wichita State leads this game early. Boise State can be dangerous on the offensive glass at times, and despite their cold start, Boise State only 2 of 13 from the field. They've only been able to create 1 offensive rebound opportunity, 1 second chance opportunity. So, Wichita State doing a good job of shutting off the water, if you will, on the defensive glass.
Well, that's one of the things that Coach Paul Mills talked about in his radio show this week in preparation for this game, knowing that Boise State oftentimes has 5 shooters on the floor, so you need to make sure with that floor spacing that you go and box out and keep them off the lane, because those long threes are really difficult to box out and lead to a lot of offensive rebounds.
All right, we got the clock figured out. They're going to put 10:55 on the game clock, 24 on the shot clock. It'll be Wichita State basketball. Kindle's going to inbound. As we get back underway inside the X. Boise State nearly unbeatable at home in the Leon Rice era against non-conference opponents. Oh, offensive rebound. Back up and good.
We talked about that. Really important for Boise State's defenders to close out that defensive possession. You need to put a body on a player to keep the Shockers off the offensive glass.
Okorafor converting the second chance points. The lead back out to 5, which ties their largest lead of the game. Kindle into the lane, the floater. Fancy little move there, but he comes up short. Here comes Andrews. Over to Meadow. Meadow!
Excellent job by Andrews on that dribble penetration. Drew 2 defenders to him and was able to kick it out to the wide open shooter in the corner.
He is having a phenomenal season for Boise State so far. Shooting it over 42% from 3, and he was true on that one. Errant pass out of bounds, turnover for Wichita State. For the first time tonight, you hear a little bit of Bronco Nation coming to life.
You have to love this defensive effort. Great job on ball by Julian Bowie, and then creating that turnover.
So Boise State now with a chance to tie or potentially take the lead. Andrews rises, fires. He hits the 3. Boise State leads for the first time tonight.
Andrews turns to his teammates on the bench and says, let's go. And they're starting to see the ball go through the rim. 6-0 run over the last 30 seconds.
Bronco Nation once again, you can hear them trying to support their team that is oh so good here at home. Man, nice take there by the big fella.
Great body control by Okorafor on that particular play.
They retake the lead. Here comes Andrews. Over the corner, the bounce pass. The up and under layup attempt by Parolin misses, but it's Andrews that comes away with it. Looking for a little bit of help, dribbles baseline. Bowie for 3, he hits!
Great relocation by Bowie on that play. Excellent court vision by Andrews, and you can tell the leadership that Andrews coming from UCLA, the leadership that he's provided to this Bronco squad.
Well, moments ago, we were talking about how Boise State wasn't able to get any offensive rebounds for the most part. They finally get a second chance opportunity, and they make the Shockers pay. A 16-14 advantage for the Broncos. Andrews applying the on-ball pressure. Amunique throws it away. Bowie intercepts the pass and is fouled.
Well, if you look at the last minute and a half on the floor, Dylan Andrews has his fingerprints all over this game. Defensively has done an excellent job on ball creating turnovers, and then offensively with his dribble penetration and smart decision making has 2 assists on 2 wide open 3-point shots.
So Boise State working with some momentum really for the first time tonight. Also worth mentioning, Boise State's been really good at getting to the foul line this year. The next foul will put them at the free throw line. Meadow swings it over. Bowie now down low to Parolin. Through contact, misses. Buchanan tries to follow, but he misses as well. Boise State doing a better job of attacking the offensive glass. Couldn't catch in that last time. Back over Amunique, pump fakes, rises over Buchanan. It rolls in and out off the rim.
Boise State has done a nice job of running Wichita State's 3-point shooters off the 3-point line. That was an excellent closeout by Buchanan.
Parolin with it on the block. Looking for help, gonna hand it off to Bowie. Back to Parolin, wasn't ready for it. The Broncos turn it over. Amunique into the front court. Gonna attack, it goes, attacks Buchanan. They're gonna whistle Buchanan for the foul.
Late foul call there. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Boise State finally starting to hit some shots, though. Three-pointer there from Julian Bowie. Boise State weathered the early storm. They were down early in this game. They were down 7-0. Boise State was like one of their first 12 shots from the field. And then next thing you know, Boise State finally able to get a couple of shots to fall. The three from Meadow, the three from Dylan Andrews, the three from Julian Bowie. And they turn a 12-7 deficit into a 16-14 lead. Kind of a late foul call there. Leon Rice certainly wasn't a huge fan of that call by Nate Harris, the official. But Boise State, after a dreadful start, starting to come alive a little bit. And they weathered that early storm, guys. They couldn't make a shot. Luckily, Wichita State didn't get a bigger lead than 7. And now Boise State is starting to get back in the game here. So certainly you're looking at a situation for Boise State where it wasn't good early, but it's a little better now. Wichita State obviously going to the foul line. Boise State still just 5 of 20 from the field, 25%. Only 3 of 11 from three-point range, but I think they've hit 3 of their last 4. So check out the rebounding battle as well, 14-11. Right now, Wichita State has the edge on the glass, so Boise State has to continue to attack the glass. Can't give up those offensive rebounds. They had the putback there. Already 3 offensive rebounds for Wichita State. So Boise State's got to do a better job on the glass in this one. But 16-14, 7:23 to go here in the first half as we get back to live action.
Real slow start offensively, but you can see the hometown crowd trying to push this team back in front. And, well, they were ice cold to begin this game. Just 1 of 11 to start, Angela, but now you can see the Broncos finding their stride, particularly from 3.
Yeah, Dylan Andrews has done a nice job being the leader on the floor, creating opportunities for his shooters in the corners, the easiest three-pointer in the business in those corners. We go from Meadow on one side of the floor to Bowie on the other side of the floor. And we talked early on, they're getting good looks. They just did not go down. It was good offense that was leading to good looks. And eventually, if they continued to pursue those opportunities, they were going to get them to go down.
Dominique in and out, misses the first free throw. This is a guy that might kind of feel at home, oddly, inside the X, because he had one of the best games of his entire career here at Extra Mile Arena last season. He was just wearing a different jersey. Dominique played for Fresno State last season, had 16 points against the Broncos, and he had the Bulldogs in that game for much of the contest. Boise State eventually just pulled away in the second half, but you have to imagine he's feels comfortable or as comfortable as an opponent can here at Extra Mile Arena. Boise State is 87-9 at home in non-conference regular season games in the Leon Rice era. Looking for that 88th win. Fielder misses with the left, then gets the offensive rebound, goes back up with the right.
You gotta love Fielder's persistence on that play. Again, a lot of it created by Andrews getting into the paint.
High off the glass. Williams can't finish, and Boise State now has it. Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. A really slow start for the Broncos on offense. Ball deflected, Buchanan gets it. Meadow cutting! He rocks the rim!
The perfect way to beat that on-ball pressure and the switching is to get to cut in front of the defender. Meadow did a great job. His defender was looking the other way.
Back up and in the other way for the Shockers. Gray Jr. answers.
Yeah, Gray known for his deep 3 balls, but also has the ability to put the ball on the floor, and you can see physically can accept that contact as well.
Andrews picks up his dribble. Bowie will save him. Over to Fielder. He puts it on the floor now. JB takes it, thinks about it, dribbles out. Now passes over to Meadow in the corner. Meadow looking for Fielder on the block. 4 in the shot clock. He goes baseline and rises up. Drew Fielder with the finish. Drew Fielder plays with some fire, and he is igniting Bronco Nation with that last play.
When you get the sense that he is so excited to be back at home playing in front of friends and family. It's a special moment for him, but such a physical player on that low block. Played off of the defender right there, Okoro right there. Played was really physical, spun off of that for a nice baseline flush.
You know, Drew Fielder grew up in the area, played ball at Rocky Mountain High School after his sophomore year, transferred down to California, played a couple of years there, then committed and played his first 2 years of college ball out at Georgetown, hit the transfer portal, committed to USC, went to bed, slept on that decision, woke up on the morning, said he didn't like his decision. So he decided to commit to Boise State after committing to USC, and now he makes his way back home. He's excited to be here, and I think he's going to be an awesome addition for this team. Like I said, he's going to be the guy that plays with a little bit of fire when Boise State needs a spark. Gray Jr., a high jumper.
They love running Gray off of those screens to get him open, and nice stop curling off that screen as the defense was trailing.
Bronco swinging around, some nice ball movement here. Meadow for three.
Excellent ball movement, similar to a drill that the Broncos do in their shoot around. Nice skip pass by Buchanan to the open shooter.
Boise State now 4 of 12 from 3 after starting 0 for 8. That one misses, and we're going to see who the foul's going to go against. It's going to be against Boise State. Drew Fielder will pick up that foul.
Jay, it's amazing as we sit here courtside and are watching this play. Every time the shot goes up at Wichita State's end of the floor, their perimeter players are all out sprinting to the rim to try to get their hand on the ball.
Shockers ball, 20 on the shot clock. Giles takes the inbounds. Over to Gray Jr. He's going to give it a go. Misses, but Keene will get called for the foul.
In the last couple of possessions, the Shockers have done a good job of curling Gray off of the screen as the defense trailing him on this play. As you see R.J. Keene trailing him. And Gray does a nice job of stopping popping at the elbow.
Gray Jr. misses the first free throw attempt a little short. 6'2" senior transfer out of Nicholls State. He averaged over 10 points for Nicholls State last season, almost 4 rebounds, 2 assists, shot it at 41% from behind the arc. Makes the second free throw attempt as the Shockers shrink their deficit back down to 5. A.G. Neto, Javen Buchanan, Andrew Meadow, Julian Bowie, and Drew Fielder on the floor for the Broncos. Meadow going to work, goes baseline, misses. Buchanan deflects the offensive rebound back to Meadow. 10 on the shot clock as they didn't touch rim, and it's Bowie that goes in and banks home a layup.
Nice job by Bowie again, cutting off the ball as your defenders are looking the other way, staring at the ball. You're going to get some nice layup opportunities.
Shot clock ticks down under 10. The game clock under 4 until halftime. What a half so far.
Nice pocket pass by Gray to Okorafor.
Okorafor having a really nice first half off the bench for Wichita State. Will Berg, their big 7'2" center, has been a little bit quiet, but it's been Okorafor that's been pretty good for him. Second travel called against Drew Fielder. Another turnover for the Broncos. Either way, Boise State testing the durability of the rim here at Extra Mile Arena tonight. Andrew Meadow, the latest to get above the rim.
All right, we're back here at Extra Mile Arena. BJ Raines with you. Boise State up 27-22. Much better stretch there for the Broncos. 3:31 to go. Big stretch coming up here to kind of finish strong. But Boise State has made 5 of their last 6 field goals. Started out really, really slow, as we said, but really starting to find their game here. I think they've made 4 consecutive threes. Bowie with the nice offensive rebound there as well. So the Broncos really starting to using way better. Ashley, we appreciate you for saying that. Way better than using the app. Appreciate you guys. Todd Michael saying this is awesome. Appreciate all you guys. All of our great sponsors, including Jackson's. They'll be back for the Jackson's post-game show. We had our Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. But 27-22, Wichita State is shooting 39%. We're even 14-14 on the glass. Boise State 6 assists on 10 field goals. You got to love the ball movement so far for Boise State. The Broncos, again, started out 1 for 11 from the field. They're now 10 for 27. So I think that's 9 for 16. Boise State really finally getting some shots to fall. Folks are wanting to hear from Johnny Ballgame. Maybe at halftime we'll get Johnny back on here for a few minutes. Appreciate you guys. Over 450 of you right now watching this on YouTube. We'll be back here. Let's get back to Jay Tustin, the live action.
First half, he's halfway to his season average, Angela.
Meadows is so impressive, just what he's able to do on the floor. A versatile big that can face up to the basket and take threes. But today in this ball game, the Shockers are so physical. He's matching that physicality on the low block and doing a really nice job.
You can see him kind of opening his eyes there as the trainer, Maddie, looks in there. And, well, that's something new for Meadow this year. It was a couple of games ago he decided to ditch his trademark goggles and wear contacts for the first time. Said that he felt like his peripheral vision really lacked wearing his goggles, and he was reluctant to make the switch because it was part of his identity, really, Angela. But you can see he's really benefiting from the switch.
Yeah, it felt like a signature.
Speaking of peripheral vision, A.G. Neto saw that one out of the corner of his eye, creates the turnover. Bowie goes for the lob pass. It gets deflected. Boise State still comes away with it on offense. Meadow back over to Aarons, who's back into the game. Nice bounce pass to Neto. They swing it back around. 14 on the shot clock. Here comes Aarons. Thinks about it. Now he's going to step back. A real high release for Aarons. Parolin gets the offensive rebound. The Shockers get a little handsy, and that's going to send Parolin to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Another look at the rebound. 6'9". Parolin goes up, corrals that thing strong with 2 hands.
Averaging 4 rebounds a game, and you see him on the glass consistently. Even if he isn't going to be able to come down with a rebound, Parolin does a nice job of getting some tips and deflections and tipping it to a teammate.
Misses that one a little bit long. Boise State doesn't take advantage of the 1-and-1 opportunity. I know the season's early, Angela, but they've missed kind of a lot of front end of 1-and-1 opportunities so far this year.
It's one of those things that, you know, as a coaching staff that just drives you nuts. It's a freebie.
It kind of feels like a turnover, really. I mean, going to the free throw line, you want to get 2 free throws and you get none. The core 4 back up with it again. Another offensive rebound and a layup.
That was really nice help side by Boise State, but no one helped the helper. 3 players came over on ball. The shot went up, and no one was there to box out on the weak side.
He's got 8 points to lead the Shockers. He has already exceeded his season average.
Nice ball movement.
Bowie gets his defender off of his feet, goes back to the corner. Meadow again! Meadow into double figures!
And so that's those signature goggles are not missed right now. Meadow on fire from the right baseline.
Meadow's got 11 on 4 of 6 shooting, 3 for 4 from 3.
It's one of those things known for his three-point shooting, but has added to his game the ability to put the ball on the floor. But if you leave him open at 3, Meadow's going to make you pay.
Giles cuts to the rim and lays it in. Tries to quiet the Boise State crowd here before halftime. Meadow driving back, leaves that one a little short. Ball poked away. Rebounded by Boyd. Boyd trying to take advantage of his size mismatch here. We're going to toss it back out to Valencia. 6'9", guarded by 6'10". Valencia now's going to put it on the deck and attack. Leaves it back for Giles. The long 3, in and out. Parolin with the rebound.
Nice closeout on Giles. We know that he can shoot deep, and Boise State doing a nice job of either running him off the three-point line or closing out on the shot.
Andrew Meadow again tries to go up for the dunk, can't handle it. Parolin gets the ball but misses the short layup. We'll see if the Shockers try to go 2 for 1 here. 40 on the game clock. They do. Nice take to the baseline by Kendall. He gets fouled by the young A.G. Neto.
When Kendall has the ball in his hand, very, very aggressive with the ball and attacking the paint. Right there, Neto just did not give him enough space. You got to move your feet, try to close off that baseline.
Wichita State having a tough time with the free throw line. Now just 3 of 7 as a team.
Well, typically shoot the ball
Yeah.
relatively well, right? 71% from the free throw line. Maybe it's the depth perception here at Extra Mile Arena.
Potentially, like I said earlier, maybe, first time playing out on the road this season. They got Section 12 behind them. It's a part of Boise State's most raucous section here inside Extra Mile Arena. Boise State leads by 3. Got about a 5-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Dylan Andrews is going to dribble this thing down probably as far as he can. Seven on the game shot clock. The Corafor bumps Andrews, which will actually send him to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
If you're the Wichita State coaching staff, you don't love that 25 feet from the basket of a foul on ball with the shot clock running down.
Corafor's had such a great first half, though. I mean, 8 points to lead the Shockers, 4 of 6 shooting, 4 rebounds, but does commit a little bit of a silly foul right there. Probably saying dagnammit after that one. Andrews converts the front end of the 1-and-1. I think he's a really exciting player that's still kind of getting over a preseason fluky injury, but you're starting to see his minutes tip back up. He's going to be a guy that probably logs over 30 minutes routinely for Boise State this year.
Yeah, you heard LeBron talk about it. He's got his baby lungs right now, trying to get used to it. Dylan Andrews probably the same.
All right, 5 on the game clock. Kimball trying to create, fall away 3, misses, and that is how the first half will end. Boise State was 1 of 10 from the field to start this thing, but they catch fire from 3 thanks to Andrew Meadow, who's got a team-high 11 points. The Broncos take a 5-point advantage into the locker room.
All right, we're back here on halftime. Are we counting Dag Nabbit? Because he said Dag Nabbit, and the word was Dag Nabbit, I think. Are we counting that? I guess we're counting it. I don't think he said the exact word the way that we had told him to on the sheet. Let's check here. The word was Dag Nabbit. Did he say that, or did he say? I guess we'll give it to him. We'll give it to him. Close enough, right? We'll give it to him. Close enough. Here's your Boise State dance team out there, the mainline dancers at halftime, 32-27. Hey, Greg Frank, you want to come on the halftime show? Get Greg over here. You can send your tweet if you want to. We'll get Greg Frank on for a minute. KTIK, the ticket program director, does a tremendous job. We're up to $40 now for charity. And we'll take a look at some of the halftime stats. 32-27, Boise State in the lead. Again, the Broncos, 5 of 14 from three-point range after starting really poorly from the field. We welcome in Greg Frank, program director, third man on the show, Prater in the ball game, KTIK, the ticket. You hear him 3 to 6. Now you can see Greg Frank. Greg,
you can see my radio face.
They're saying, who is Frank Gregg? No, Greg Frank. Come on, Greg Frank. He's new to town. Let's welcome him. Welcome, Greg. Come on.
Still new? I've been through almost the whole football season.
All right, for some folks, they're not really
Okay.
familiar with you, but what do you think of your first kind of real game atmosphere here at Extra Mile Arena?
Yeah, nice crowd. I think we were getting a lot of people excited about Wichita coming in, and I understand that the last 4 or 5 years for the Shockers haven't quite been what their brand is associated with, but I think for Boise State, this is a nice get on the schedule. I mean, Boise State's a kind of a rising mid-major, it feels like, in the Mountain West. So to get a mid-major that comes with some real street cred, it's a good get, and it's been a competitive game. It looks like another defensive battle here.
Yeah, but the crowd getting into a little bit on some of these threes and stuff, too. I mean,
Yeah.
a little more energy than you've probably heard in the first couple of games here.
It's not exactly Texas Rio Grande Valley, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
By the way, 30-30. I don't know which side you were on in this Kansas-Duke game, but my Jayhawks playing without the number 1 pick projected in the NBA draft, Aaron Peterson, and yet still tied here.
Who won the first game? Michigan State, Kentucky?
I didn't see the answer
Didn't
to
see
that.
it?
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
gotcha.
Who'd you have?
I didn't have anything, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Greg Frank, guys, in the little bit of time I've gotten to know him here, is maybe the best sports bettor I've met. This guy is a sharp. When the line moves, you can probably assume Greg,
Oh, I'm moving lines. Wow. It's the best compliment I've gotten in a while. Yeah.
What do you make, though, the ball movement, man? The great ball movement, the assist numbers. By the way, we got some awesome wheelchair basketball going on here in the first half. I'm sorry I didn't hear where they were from, but pretty cool here. We're getting treated to some wheelchair basketball here at halftime. You can see that on the screen there. But Boise State, 7 assists on 11 field goals, and especially those three-pointers, they're just making that extra pass, some nice ball movement.
Yeah, it does seem like this is a pretty deep team, at least so far. Whether it's Andrews, Meadow, Aarons, nobody really hesitates to shoot the ball from beyond the arc, and I think there's a lot of confidence in the next guy, which explains the good ball movement. So I think for the most part, at least most of the season, you're not going to necessarily see a 30, 35-point night from anybody. They're going to try and spread it around, and most nights have 4 or 5 guys in double figures, and that would be a good game for Boise State.
We're trying to catch up to KTIK's YouTube numbers. We got 427 on YouTube right now watching this.
Okay.
427. So we'll get to the KTIK numbers at some point here, but I'm sure your appearance here at halftime is helping boost that. What's it been like for you, man, being part of Prater in the ball game and moving to Boise and becoming a Treasure Valley in here?
Yeah. I've been really happy with all the welcomes we've gotten. Our text line, people calling in. I've been out on a few remotes. A lot of people very welcoming of me. So, spring chicken yourself around here now. You've been here quite a bit as well. So it's been really nice just to get my feet wet at a new job that's challenging me, but also getting to know the community. So I appreciate everybody that tunes into the radio station and makes me feel welcome.
Yeah, you've made it out to the Rains house for a couple Sunday football parties.
I sure have, yeah. And you've seen all the Eagles attire, even the socks.
This guy, man, I didn't want to ask, but he probably had Eagles boxers on. I don't know, but he showed up at my house to watch a Philadelphia Eagles game wearing a shirt, a hat, shorts, and I didn't even realize it until later in the game. You put your feet up on the table, and I was like, wow, you got Eagles socks on as well, man. You're pretty diehard.
I sure am, yeah. Defending Super Bowl champs. And, hey, I don't bet on them often, but I did have them against the Lions. Jared Goff in the cold.
Yes.
That's something you always bet against.
There you
California boy in a dome stadium in Detroit. He had to come into 30-degree wind chills in Philly. Didn't go well for him.
No. 3 to 6. We can hear you weekdays with Prater in the ball game. I'm not going to say who's worse to work with, so I'll say who's better to work with, Prater or Johnny here.
Wow, I didn't think that one was coming. Put me on the spot
Don't
there.
answer it.
I'll
Don't
plead
answer
the
it.
fifth.
Yes,
Yeah.
plead the fifth. No, you guys got a nice mix with the three of you, and we appreciate you for coming on. And any final thoughts here going into the second half, or do you want to go? You can give a football take on the offense. The floor is kind of yours here.
Yeah, well, gosh, the offense for football, it just doesn't seem very imaginative. It seems like they're stuck. I mean, the personnel is not very good on the offensive side of the ball. You can't really,
We've seen more points in this wheelchair basketball game than we saw in the last game out there.
Gosh, yeah, good for you sticking it out, though. How often do you go to San Diego and get bad weather, So you stuck it out down there. As far as the rest of this game, though, I think that this game's going down to the wire. I think this is another one decided in the 60s. And, hey, maybe Boise State can grind one out again on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely is looking like it's going to go under at this point.
Sure feels that way.
Well
yeah.
under. I mean, it was projected on KenPom, I think, to be something like
what was the line tonight?
81-73 was the Ken Palm projection.
Okay.
Boise State's going to really have to score to get to 81 tonight.
Okay, so Wichita State's a road favorite tonight.
No, Boise State, 81-73.
Oh, that's
Boise
Boise with the
State's
81.
favored by
Okay,
8.
gotcha.
Favored by 8,
Okay,
I think.
got it.
And the line might have been as high as 9 or 10, but 2 big fouls on that 7-footer early in the game kind of changed things.
Absolutely.
They got him out of here early.
Yeah. So I wonder if maybe they attack the basket. You talked about the three-point shooting. Maybe they attack the basket more in the second half, get him a few more fouls.
There's our halftime stats there, by the way. Boise State, 4 turnovers, only 7 turnovers in the game so far.
You know, looking at that, though, Leon Rice talked about this multiple times. The three-point threats for Wichita State, talked about how they made 16 of them against Loyola Chicago in the last game. 14% from the three-point line. Excellent job on closing out for Boise State that first 20 minutes.
16, and you asked Leon Rice about that. Are you going to try to just go toe-for-toe with the threes? Wouldn't probably be a good idea.
I wouldn't think so.
Stawichita State only 1 of 7.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think one of the things that they say, which I don't think is coach speak, I think it's true, defense stays with you, right? If you can play the games in the mud, your shooting will start to come. And, we saw it against Montana State, albeit it's a Big Sky team, but maybe they're a little comfortable playing in the 60s, a little slower pace.
Yeah, I thought Boise State kind of weathered that early storm. They started 1 of 10 from the field. They were lucky they were only down 7-0, but they were missing some wide open shots, and eventually those started to fall.
Exactly. So, I think we'll see somebody else heat up. Meadow kind of carried the way there in that first half, and I'd be feeling pretty good if I was a Bronco fan with the way that first 20 minutes went.
Well, appreciate you, man. Thanks for jumping on.
Appreciate you having me.
Looks like Duke's going to pull away for you here and get the cover. But,
I have no action tonight.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot
Appreciate
for coming
it,
on.
PJ.
Greg Frank, not Frank Greg, not Frank Thomas. Greg Frank, we appreciate it. Doing a great job for KTIK. We appreciate him for jumping on tonight's broadcast. We are live at halftime here, 6 minutes on the clock. Again, some of the first half stats. Boise State only shooting 35% from the field, getting out rebounded 19-15, but somehow in the lead right now. And that score is 32-27. Folks are asking about the halftime score, 32-27. Now, I guess since we're not listening to Jay's halftime broadcast here, there's a small chance we're going to miss one of these words at halftime. But we have already heard 2 words, I believe, and we have $40 raised for charity. Jay Tuss will get to pick the charity of his choice for tonight. We're at 2 words so far. We are at Dag Nabbit, and I believe the other one was, now I'm forgetting myself what the other word was. The other word was Cattywampus. Cattywampus. We got our Dag Nabbit. I think Maserati is one Jay said he was going to try to get in there in the second half. Tomfoolery would seem to be pretty easy if they call a foul on somebody or something. I mean, there is a guy wearing a banana costume sitting in the Wichita State section. You would think would be that pretty easy for Jay to get banana ball into the broadcast tonight as well. But to this point, we're at $40 for charity. And if you've joined us late, if Jay Tuss gets any of these words, the play-by-play man on the broadcast, $20 from BNN and myself to a local charity of Jay Tuss choosing. Did he say bang? I don't know if he did. Anybody else got a confirmation on this? I did not hear the bang. If somebody could tell me, Ryan, when you heard that, we'll go back and we'll try to find that because I am going to put something together for this broadcast if we can find all the words that Jay said. But as you see, Wichita State back on the floor. Still 4 minutes left on the clock. Boise State not out yet after the Bowie 3. Okay, we'll have to all right, we got 2 people saying it, so I guess we did get a bang. So I guess we're at $60 then. $60 for charity from Jay Tuss. All right, we're at 3, so we're well on our way to at least get $100 for charity here. If you joined us late, yeah, we're folks on the morning show came up with words, and if Jay Tuss said it on the broadcast, we said we donate $20 per word to the charity of his choice, and so we're up to $60. So the scoring for Boise State. Andrew Meadow, he is 3 of 4 from 3, 11 points to lead Boise State. Dylan Andrews has 5. Drew Fielder has 6. Julian Bowie 5, including that big 3. Spencer Aarons with 3, and Dominic Parolin has 2. Again, Boise State 11 of 31 from the field, 5 of 14 from three-point range for Boise State. Also 5 of 6 from the line. Wichita State is only 1 of 7 from three-point range, and Wichita State is also only 4 of 8 from the free throw line. So Wichita State, you expect, will probably shoot a little better in the second half. Boise State's going to have to continue to close out on these shooters. One area you'd like to see Boise State come back is the rebounding battle. Boise State getting out-rebounded 19-15. Only 3 turnovers for Boise State. They're taking care of the ball. Only committed 7 fouls in that first half as well. NATO has 2, but nobody else has more than 1 foul, so that's good. Boise State's going to have its full allotment of players here to start the second half. But overall, like I said, rough start, terrible start. 1 of 10 from the field, I think, but shooting the ball much better. Now has a lead. You see Boise State's schedule coming up. Montana State, they got the win there. They're playing tonight against Wichita State, but obviously next week things will get a lot tougher with the Maui Invitational starting off against USC. First game there. That'll be 3 o'clock in Boise, noon out in Maui for the first round of the Maui Invitational. Boise State and USC, looking forward to that. But first things first, the Broncos have to finish off tonight's game. We got about 2 minutes on the clock. We'll see if we can get Johnny to come up here. Johnny's big time. Johnny's talking to people. Johnny's shaking hands, signing autographs. You see Johnny in the bottom left there talking to Jeremy DeLuca. But, I mean, Johnny can't even go to the bathroom with, 3 or 4 folks stopping him to want to get his autograph, talk to him. And somebody asked where we were sitting. The view you see is right where we are. We were in the corner, the opposite corner of the arena from the Boise State bench. We were at the end where Wichita State's bench is, but we're across from Wichita State's bench. We are kind of by section 22 and section 20, 21. Section 20, section 21. That's where we're sitting here. And we got over 400 of you watching on YouTube right now, so we appreciate you. Go subscribe if you can, BroncoNationNews.com. Help us out. We got a 75% offer deal coming next week for Black Friday. $26 will get you a year subscription to Bronco Nation News. So hopefully you'll subscribe to Bronco Nation News and help us out. And we appreciate those of you that already are paying subscribers to BNN, but it allows us to get the technology to do things like this. Helps pay for our travel. We'll be the only local Boise media outlet, aside from Bob and Abe on the radio side, heading out to the Maui Invitational next week. So we'll be getting you plenty of coverage. Football, basketball. Bronco Nation News will be there every step of the way. And give us a like on this video right now, too. We got over 400 of you watching on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you like this video. Help us out in the algorithms and things like that. Getting set for the second half. Remember, 2 quick fouls on Will Berg, the big man for Wichita State. Got the 7'2" center, got 2 fouls early in the game. Went to the bench, didn't come back in. And now he's back in. Did we really get a flabbergasted and a tomfoolery and I didn't hear it? Are you serious? Did we really get flabbergasted and tomfoolery at halftime? That bugs me. Let's get back to the broadcast. Here we go.
Player of the year has had a great season. Not played particularly well tonight, but look for them to try to chip away at that 26-point lead.
You look at Wichita State's success against Mountain West teams. The Shockers actually a pretty big sample size. 39-18 all-time against teams from the Mountain West. That included beating GCU, maybe before they were in the Mountain West, but GCU now in the Mountain West. That matchup happened back on November 21st, 2022, and it is time to get things crack-a-lacking here in the second half between Boise State and Wichita State. An early whistle right away.
Again, Boise State coming out elevating that defensive pressure, just a little bit too aggressive by Buchanan on that particular play. But you have to like the fact that all 5 defenders for Boise State are aggressively defending at the point of attack.
Meadow leads Boise State with 11. Drew Fielder has 6. Both Dylan Andrews and Julian Bowie have 5 points to lead the Broncos scoring effort.
2 quick fouls by Buchanan.
Man.
Now 3 fouls for
Jacob's
him.
been pretty quiet so far, still scoreless, 0 for 3 from the field. Tries to reach in and force a steal there. Instead, he'll head to the bench as Spencer Aarons checks into the game.
You talk about quite a bit. Like, you can be aggressive defensively without fouling, and that is the key for Boise State.
Keene putting good pressure on the inbounder. They're able to get it in. 19 on the shot clock. Williams hands it off to Gray. Back to Williams. Keene runs into him. He hands it off to Giles. Nice bounce pass back to Williams. 5 on the shot clock, so they got to go with it. Giles is going to pull up from the mid-range and hit.
Nice patience on offense from Giles on that play, and for him, it might get him going. 3 for 6 on the floor right now. And once you see the ball go through the basket, you're not afraid of taking some shots.
Gosh, an especially dangerous player that's averaging, again, almost 20 points per game this season, shooting at 61% from the floor. Dude's only 5'11". Incredible efficiency for a guy his size. Bounce pass to Berg. Fielder goes up to contest that thing. Berg misses the dunk, but he does draw the foul from Fielder.
When Berg got into early foul trouble, 2 fouls in that first half, so only played 6 minutes. But in those 6 minutes, he was a problem on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he got to the rim, got some offensive rebounds, and defensively, he was patrolling the paint and blocking some shots.
You know, if you kind of go back to the first half and you see when Boise State started to put together offensively, it was when Berg went to the bench.
It really was. And Okorafor did a great job.
He did.
6'10", but Boise State had some issues running their offense when Berg was on the floor, at least getting some paint touches.
Berg, for a big fella, pretty good free throw shooter. 76.9% on the season. Misses the second one, though. So Wichita State has their deficit down to 2 early here in the second half. Andrews loses that. It looks like Gray got a part of him, though, as he gets called for a foul.
And you see Wichita State with a really strong high hedge on those on-ball screens. Berg did a nice job of not allowing Andrews to turn the corner in his dribble penetration, which was a problem from the Shockers in that first half. Nice high hedge right there and blitzing that on-ball screen.
A big foul for Gray. That's his 3rd. He's one of 5 guys on the Shockers roster in double figures this season, averaging double figures this season. Fielder down low, trying to go at the 7'2". Berg, the short little hook, doesn't fall. Meadow gets the offensive rebound. Down low, Fielder. One up to try to finish that thing, but Williams gets called for the foul. Fielder's going to go to the free throw line.
That was an absolute dime by Andrews on that pick and roll. Beautiful pass on the dump off. Great hands by Fielder. Great help side defense coming over by TJ Williams, the redshirt freshman.
A little long for Fielder. He has 6 points tonight, 3 of 7 shooting, 3 rebounds. Parolin's going to check in. Spencer Aarons is going to go to the bench. Fielder makes the second one. Boise State's lead back out to 3. 33-30 over 18 minutes of action left inside Extra Mile Arena. Jay Tush alongside Angela Taylor, bringing you a fun non-conference matchup. This is a home and home. Boise State hosts this year, then travels to Kansas next year. In transition, Dylan Andrews with the layup.
Nice job returning the favor to Andrews as he ran the floor.
Open 3 from Williams. He answers back.
And Williams doesn't take a lot of threes, but certainly capable of making them.
Just the second three-pointer of the game for the Shockers, who are coming off in an effort where they made 16 threes to set a school record the last time they were on the floor. Bounce pass down low. Parolin now trying to work around Berg. He alters the shot, an air ball by Parolin. Here comes Williams, picks up his dribble, finishes with the left, and somehow that doesn't go down. An offensive rebound by the Shockers. A fresh shot clock. Here goes Giles, driving through the Giants. He misses. Another offensive rebound. The three from the corner misses, and it's finally Andrews that corrals it. A no-look pass to Meadow, like a Maserati, driving in, going beast mode, and one for Andrew Meadow.
Boise State, the beneficiary of this frenetic pace. Defensively, they looked at, they got the rebound. A nice job by Meadow. Again, returning the favor to Dylan Andrews this time, running the floor and finishing with contact. Again, Boise State doesn't get out in transition and run a lot. But Andrews, with the ball in his hands, makes really good decisions of deciding when they are going to get out in transition.
One shot.
Boise State back out to a 5-point advantage. The Broncos continue to try to find some breathing room, but it's Wichita State that continues to answer.
Teams that can shoot the three ball like Wichita State, no lead is safe.
Last time down the floor, it was Boyd that created a number of second chance opportunities. Kendall pushes off of Keene, but Keene forces the miss. Kendall now 1 for 5, only 3 points in the game. Nice pass down low by Andrews, and it's Buchanan that goes up with it. He's on the board.
Beautiful. It's not just making a good pass, but it's passing it to where your offensive player can catch the ball and score. And that was a nice job by Andrews on that.
Buchanan's first field goal of the game gives Boise State a 7-point lead, their largest of the night. Errant pass out of bounds, a turnover for Wichita State. Boise State trying to take control of this thing. They lead by 7 with still about 16 minutes to go, but check out this pass. Andrews down low, JP tough with 2. Boise State leads by 7.
All right, so I guess we're going to owe some money to charity here, it sounds like. I didn't hear all those, but you guys are letting me know. I think we're up to 6 or 7 now. On the broadcast so far. Jay Tust, let's give Jay credit for playing ball here. I'm not going to lie. When I gave Jay Tust this idea, I wasn't sure how much he'd want to do it. And he's like, he's got another one ready, I think, when he comes back from the commercial. He just looked over at me. We should have had some people try to, Johnny.
Oh, man. I love it. Tust is having to owe, what's the count at right now?
We're at like $150 for charity or something, yeah.
$150 for charity.
I told
you guys.
Jay $20 for every word. I wasn't sure how many he would actually do, but now apparently he's just every sentence getting another one in there.
Yes.
We'll see what's next on our list here. Apparently he got tomfoolery in there. Crack-a-lackin', bang, cattywampus.
He's getting the tough ones.
Maserati.
In. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
You know,
he just gave me a look, too, so I think he's going to have another one. Nice stretch here for Boise State.
It's a big stretch. And, you know, this team plays, it feels like, in these mini stretches. It's a stretch. It's not a run, right? Boise State, this team needs to go on runs, not have a good stretch. Leon's going to have another freaking dogfight on his hands down to the last possession.
The Dickey family.
I don't know if he can handle.
Jeremiah here with his kids in attendance. The athletic director here at Boise State. He's also played a big role in helping grow this thing in a nice crowd for a preseason game. You know, Angela, so often Boise State, Boise in general is known as a football town, right? But man, this basketball team warrants attention. and they don't deserve for fans to wait until after the new year to give it to them.
Yeah, Boise is a sports town, and they enjoy teams and players that give all-out effort, and that's what this basketball team is doing right now. And it's going to be a fun team to watch all season long. So many different players that on any given night have the ability to put up 20.
Meadow, this left open, misses that one long, but Fielder, the right spot, the right time, gets the offensive rebound. Now he decides to attack. Goes right at the 7-footer. The little lefty baby hook falls for Fielder.
Really subtle right there, but perfect play by Fielder. A subtle little head fake got Berg up off his feet that created a little bit more space for this soft jumper.
Fielder now with 9 points. Oh, how about that? Boyd going up top. Flushes that one right through the rim. Look down for just a second to check out the stats on the iPad here, and Boyd goes up and makes a big play. Misses off the glass, but then Fielder again, second straight possession. Fielder gets an offensive rebound and converts it into second chance points. Boise State now with 12 second chance points in this contest. They lead by 9.
Fielder not getting a lot of three-point opportunities, which we've seen in previous games, was doing all the dirty work on the low block to get some opportunities to get those 11 points.
Kendall, nice move there, can't finish. Somehow got past Keene, but misses from short range.
I tell you, Dre Kendall is so physical, it feels like every time he has the ball and puts it on the floor, somebody's falling.
Good pass, somehow Meadow was able to hold on to that thing, but shuffles the feet, turns it over, gets called for a travel. The third traveling call against Boise State tonight. Kind of crazy. Only got 5 turnovers now, 3 of those traveling calls.
Well, I'll tell you what, Berg, the 7-2 Berg will make you think twice about that and take an extra step or two, and that is exactly what happened on this play. Saw that shot blocker coming over for help.
$14 minutes to go here at Extra Mile Arena. Boise State has a 9-point advantage. Can the Wichita State Shockers climb back in? Kendall guarded by Keene. Back out, an open look by Valencia. Misses it well short. Neto with the rebound. Here come the Broncos into the front court. Neto over to Fielder, who's been on fire lately. He's going to attack again. Misses with the left this time. The Okorafor with the rebound. His 6th of the game. And Kendall goes in there again to try to attack. Ball out of bounds. They're going to say it's actually off of the Broncos.
And Kendall, again, continues to try to initiate contact on every single play when he has the ball in his hands. Nice job getting back in transition by Nato.
So it'll be Wichita State ball, a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Giles guarded by Neto. Drives by, bumped by Parolin.
And Parolin trying to hedge on that screen. Really difficult for a post player to do sometimes. Does a great job of moving his feet. Just there got caught straight up.
Leon Rice thought that it maybe Wichita State stepped out of bounds.
Like a contact before he did.
Okorafor, from a little further out than we've seen him shoot so far tonight, rims it a little strong. Wichita State now shooting just 35% as a team. JB from the corner for 3.
Love to see the replay on that particular play. JB got his feet set so quickly and got that shot off really fast. Nice job in the short corner and baseline for these Boise State Broncos and finding open shooters.
JB picked up those 2 early fouls here in the second half. Back in the game, he gets 2 buckets immediately. Okorafor called for the travel.
You can see Wichita State is getting Okorafor the ball in the high post. In the last 2 plays, has to make great decisions. The first time, took an ill-advised shot, may not be in his repertoire, and that time got a little bit too rushed in putting the ball on the floor and trying to attack the rim.
Boise State on a 12-2 run. They lead by 12. Wichita State now just 1 of 9. One of their last 9 from the field. Broncos certainly trying to put this thing away. Parolin doesn't shoot a lot of them. Shoots that one and hits. Parolin for 3.
He shot that with a lot of confidence. And that's what makes Boise State so difficult to defend. They have 5 players on the floor who were able to space it from the three-point line.
A 15-2 run. Wichita State silencing the crowd for just a second. A big 3 by Gray as it felt like the Broncos were starting to run away with this thing.
First three-point shot by Gray. Boise State's done a nice job until that moment of keeping the ball out of his hands.
Here comes Neto into the lane. Back over to Andrews. The senior and the freshman on the floor at the same time. Andrews looking for Meadow in the corner. It gets poked away. A turnover by the Broncos. Okorafor over to Gray. He's playing with 3 fouls. Back down to Okorafor. 8 on the shot clock. He's guarded by Parolin. Spin towards the key. He needs help. 3 on the shot clock. Giles just throws it up.
3 seconds.
3 in the key against Wichita State. Boise State playing well on both ends of the floor. Mike Burns fired up. You can see a nice move here by Wichita State. Boyd going up and getting the dunk, but that has by far been the highlight of the second half as the Shockers now trail by 12 with 11 minutes to go.
All right, we're back here. Nice stretch there for Boise State. 50-38. Boise State is back in the lead. 50-38 with 11-12 to go in the first half. Excuse me, the second half. 12-point lead for Boise State. This was a 2-point game at 35-33. You have the Andrew Meadow and 1, a Buchanan bucket. Drew Fielder with back-to-back buckets. The Javen Buchanan 3, and then that Dominic Parolin 3 as well. Boise State shooting much better. Again, they started this game 1 for 7 or 1 for 10 from the field. They're up to 41% shooting overall. 7 for 13 in the second half is Boise State. As Joey Jenkins firing up the crowd here during the timeout. Good atmosphere here. Really nice crowd, good atmosphere. It's not full. The upper level is not full at all. There's some open seats on the 3rd level behind the baskets, but overall, it wouldn't be a live chat without a semi-negative comment from our man AP. Love what we're doing tonight. Hard to forget about game 1. There's the better half for the Jenkins family. There's Lauren Jenkins, Joey Jenkins, better half. The boys are here. Let's get back to the action so we don't miss any words from Jay Tusk.
Had 17 occasions where they've had a double-digit guy, in terms of their scoring efforts. They spread the wealth, and I tell you, it's been a spicy little biscuit the way they've been popping that thing around tonight, Angela.
Yeah, 12 assists on 18 field goals made. They're assisting on 67% of their shots. Such an unselfish team. We constantly talk about how Coach Rice preaches, pass up a good shot in order to get your teammate a great shot, and that has been on display. And they have so many players on this roster that have the ability to score.
A cornucopia of offense for Boise State this year. On any given night, it really feels like they got 7 different scorers that can carry the team. Tonight, it's Drew Fielder, who you see right there, the kid out of Boise, Idaho, and Andrew Meadow, who has 14 points for the Broncos.
Makes it really difficult to guard. Like, who are you going to key on? Who are you going to double off of?
Which I really do think that's big for this team, Angela, because the last couple of years, they had one of the best to ever do it, Tyson Dagenhart, but you knew every single game that was the head of the snake. This team, you just kind of have to guess who you're going to go after.
Absolutely, and the benefit is, right, it's really difficult to defend and to guard. The thing that will have to work itself out all season long is, in those moments at the end of the game, who's going to want to get the shot?
Yep.
and that'll work itself out over the course of the season. It'll depend on the particular moment that's taking place.
See, ball poked away. Meadow tried to find it, couldn't find it, then just boxed out Unique. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Broncos. 10 on the shot clock. Andrews having a tough time inbounding this thing. He gets it to Buchanan. Buchanan going to go into the paint, spins back towards the baseline, a high floater. The shot was altered by Okorafor. He did his job on that one, and now we'll see if the Shockers can get this thing back to single digits. Gray, a nice take through contact. Might have wanted a foul there too, not going to get it. It's back to a 10-point game.
Yeah, nice finish, but Meadow went straight up on that attempt.
Buchanan loses the ball, saves it from going out of bounds, then throws it right to Gray. Gray then throws it right to Andrews.
I think both coaches are saying, slow it down here.
Not the prettiest of last couple possessions here.
There's good effort, we'll say. Good hand by Fielder.
Andrews forcing another turnover. They're going to call a jump ball. The arrow is with Boise State.
We talked about a little bit of a scoring drop on both sides. Right now, Boise State 2.5 minutes without scoring. It feels like the game is getting away. A little bit some reckless decisions and turnovers. These next couple minutes really important for Boise State. It's a 10-point lead. They're going to need to continue to buckle down on the defensive end and get some stops or make it difficult for Wichita State to get a shot off.
Like I said, both of these teams are in the top 100 when it comes to the Ken Palm rankings. Wichita State at 98, Boise State at 54. Are you a fan of how much it feels like we have to pay attention to these type of metrics in basketball now, and those magic numbers that are thrown out there that kind of will either shoot you up or drop you down? No matter how you feel about the win, if you can beat the number, it's going to help your NCAA tournament resume.
It feels like those social media algorithms, I can never figure it out. Right?
Yep.
You do literally have to pay attention to it. And if you're a coaching staff, you have to pay attention to your non-conference schedule, who you're playing on the road, who you're playing at home. And so all of those things matter to get the chance to, particularly if you're on the fence come March Madness, matter in getting into the tournament or not making it.
I got to say, I don't know if I love the fact that we look back at this, maybe we're like, well, did they beat Wichita State by 12 or 7? Yeah. And is that really?
And was it at home or was it on the road or a neutral court? Yeah.
That's all right.
Certainly they pay somebody else the big bucks to be able to put that formula together.
Boyd will be at the free throw line for Wichita State, makes the first.
But I will say, whatever they can do to make sure that we get the best teams into the tournament. I think we all love to watch the first round, or even like right before the first round.
Yeah.
We enjoy watching
First
those games.
four, sign me up.
First four is exactly. And you want the deserving teams to be able to get in.
Boyd connects on both. Still only 4 points for Boyd, averaging 11 on the season. Foul's going to go against Kendall, doesn't like it.
Right, just a second foul on the evening. It feels like he's created a lot of contact. I'm surprised it's just 2 fouls on him, but you appreciate the fact that Wichita State's trying to pick up their defense of aggression here in three-quarter court.
Here comes Keene, guarded by Boyd, hands it off to Neto. Neto's so good with the ball in his hands, and I just think of years past where Boise State had another ball handler like Neto. This year they do. Here goes Fielder again into Berg. Little frustration by Berg. He fouls Fielder. Drew back to the free throw line.
The best way to nullify a shot blocker is to get into his body, and a nice job by Fielder in there of creating the contact, which created a little bit of space for him to try to get the shot off.
Yeah, Fielder didn't like that one.
You heard it. As soon as it left his hand, he knew.
Yep.
Those are the worst. You're like, if I could just take that back for a second.
Dude just loves being back home, playing in front of family and friends. Misses that one. Still having a good evening. 13 points. The second most on the Broncos. Really good free throw shooter normally. Probably an anomaly to watch him miss 2 of those. Aaron's another nice rebound. How about Neto? Oh, couldn't finish. A nice take. Driving the lane. The Shockers back quickly. Williams goes up and is fouled by Fielder.
That's the thing that happens when with Neto going to the rim and missing that. Your point guard at the rim on the floor. You have to make sure there's somebody is rotating back defensively to prevent the transition opportunities.
Leon Rice going to call a timeout here. Feels like his team found the rhythm, maybe has lost their rhythm. They still lead by 10. But he's going to take a minute here to chat about it. And either way, Boise State feeling good about themselves. They lead by 10 with a little over 8 minutes remaining.
All right, we're back here live. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Boise State up 52-42. And let's see how many words we have left for our man Jay Tuss to try to get to here. We're looking for banana ball. I don't think we've had that yet. If we had popcorn, the problem is there's some easy ones left. Jay may be able to get us here on some of these easy ones. I don't know if we've had lambasted yet. Spider monkey, metamorphosis. That seems like that'd be an easy one he could probably do. So, again, if you just joined us, we're donating $20 to charity for every one of these words that Jay Tuss can get into the broadcast. We did it this morning on the show. Every morning we have a live show. Every morning you guys can join us 9 a.m. Monday to Friday talking Boise State sports. And earlier today we had some fun with this, and I think we're up to at least 10. So Spicy Little Biscuit was probably my favorite on the pass there. I am going to put a little compilation of these together. I don't know if I can do it by tomorrow morning's show, but we will have in the next couple of days a little video with all these on here. But pretty impressive, and I give Jay Tuss a lot of credit. His first game of the year, he's calling this game. He's being professional, and he very easily could have said, "I'll get 1 or 2 in, but leave me alone." He's found a way to get a lot of these in here. And pretty cool. I give Jay a lot of credit. Now I feel like he's having fun just trying to mess us up here. Let's make sure we don't miss any more.
To go check out their clip at home. 189-41 here at the X under Leon Rice. They've won at least 11 games at home in 14 of the last 15 seasons. And just a further look at his resume, 319 career wins, 5 trips to the NCAA tournament. In 12 of the 15 full seasons he's coached, the Broncos have won at least 20 games. And I think the thing that stands out to me about that, Angela, is we see Williams makes the first free throw here. He'll get another one. Think about how much college athletics have changed over that span. But the one thing that hasn't changed, Boise State's ability to win 20 games in a season.
And it's due to the consistency. You look at the staff, like so many of the assistant coaches that have been here for years with Coach Rice, bringing back former players to add to his staff, and then retaining your players. So you get that consistency, and you understand why it matters to play right now at home.
Berg battling for another offensive rebound. He hits the short hook shot.
Might have got it right with a little bit of a travel. Wichita State right now, again, continuing to pick up full court, going to try to get some deflections and some steals to speed up this tempo from Boise State.
Yeah, you can feel their energy pick up right there. Might be their one last chance here to make sure this thing doesn't get out of hand. To get back to your point, though, Tim Duryea, Mike Burns have been here forever. Roberto Bergerson hasn't necessarily been here as a coach for that long, but he's from here. He played here. And, man, the Bergerson family is like basketball royalty in the city of trees. They got Kobe Carl over on the bench now. He played at Boise State. Max Team steps into a big role with, somebody like David Moats, who I think might have his eye on this game, moving on to Virginia Tech. But they really have had an outstanding coaching staff. And, they got Lexus Williams, one of the cooler Broncos that I've ever covered, over on the bench as well. Long rebound, shot clock goes off. It'll be a turnover for Boise State. And that will take us to another break. Boise State leads by 7. Wichita State trying to inch their way back.
right, we're back live here. We got Johnny Ballgame as well. And Johnny, 7-point game here. I mean, Boise State's been in control here for most of this, but Wichita State trying to make one final push here.
Oh, man, this is, college basketball with the three-point line, especially where you can get 6 points in a matter of seconds and flip this thing. I like the way Boise State's playing, though. I like the way they're defending here. And, Wichita State's shooting 27% from downtown. So hopefully that's not going to get super hot. Boise State's, I know they'd want to have a better field goal percentage, but they're going to take that 3-point percentage on most nights. It's almost, 40% that they're shooting for threes here. I don't know where Leon goes with his lineup, but you stick Bowie in. He's had a really good game. You play him crunch minutes. I don't know where you go with the lineup. Don't let this fielder forcing it. I don't know. But they should. I mean, I think
so. They were up 15, 50-35. It's a 10-2 run for Wichita State here. That putback by the 7-2 guy was a big play. Now Wichita State's going to get the ball back here too after the shot clock violation. Big couple minutes here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Montana State tested them. Regarding playing in a close game, and we'll see if the Hawaii Pacific game does the same thing.
Shout out to Section 12.
Well, Section 12's on us.
All right, here we go. Back to the broadcast with Jay Tuss so we don't miss any more work.
Angela, I worked in the local TV business as a sports reporter for the last pretty much 14 years. I love covering the Idaho guys. I love tracking them, seeing how they do. The good thing for me now is now that I'm over at Boise State, I just got to look over and I get to see guys like Drew Fielder and Julian Bowie in action. And you can see Drew having a great night, 13 points, 6-12 shooting. Julian Bowie also stands out to me. You look at his plus minus, it's positive. He's got 5 points. He's made a couple of shots, and it feels like he's having his probably best game of the season so far.
Yeah, Julian Bowie is one of those players last year, forced to play a little bit of backup point guard, and now back to his natural position at the off guard. He's a phenomenal shooter and has a lot of opportunities to score coming off the bench.
You really dive into some of these storylines, and they start to make sense as Giles rises, fires, and hits the three. We're back to a 4-point game, folks.
Two-possession game right now. That three-point shot is a great equalizer.
Wichita State trying to apply some pressure here, and it's Boyd that gets called for the foul going over the back of Meadow. Getting back to Bo, you mentioned last year maybe kind of playing out of, he's certainly capable of doing it, but kind of playing out of his position. Well, even in the preseason this year, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Dylan Andrews going through an injury in the preseason, right? Well, you know who stepped up and played point guard at practice? That guy right there, being a selfless kid, trying to help his team out. Now that they got the full stable back, ready and healthy, you see Julian back sliding over to his more natural position, and I would expect his minutes to increase as the season goes along, and I just got to say he is a great kid.
Great kid from a great family.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he lost his father earlier this fall. Again, Lambert Bowie went to high school with Julian's father in Mountain Home. A wonderful human being, and everyone that he came into contact with will tell you was one of the nicest people that you ever encountered.
Our thoughts will be with the Bowie family all season long. Javen Buchanan gets fouled. He's going to be at the free throw line. Makes the first free throw. I'm so excited to see what this kid can accomplish this year, Angela. I mean, he comes up from the NAIA ranks last year and he wins 6th man of the year in the Mountain West Conference. Now he's going to be in the starting lineup every night, right? But look at his size, his physique. He looks like a guy that said, hey, I'm D1 now. I'm going to live in a D1 weight room. And I think he's a guy. I mean, I might be shooting too high here, Angela. I think he's going to be a guy that will put himself in a position to be talked about as one of the best players in the Mountain West this season.
Yeah, really high upside for Javen Buchanan. The ability to be able to score, face up, physical on both ends of the floor.
Dominic Parolin looking around to see who the foul was on. I think it actually is going to go against him, despite the fact I don't think he necessarily even left the floor there. Take a look at this one. Yeah, straight up.
That's as well as you can play defensively. There's not much you can say to the coaching staff.
Whoa.
Coach Rice is saying, like, let's review this play because there was not a lot of contact on that at all. Coach Rice doesn't get too animated.
You can read Leon Rice's lips talking to the official. That was not a foul. And he's got, I don't know, about 8,000 people that agree with him. Either way, big opportunity here for Wichita State because it's Williams at the free throw line. He makes the first to make it a 5-point game, a chance to make it a 4-point game here, which he does. Boise State led this thing by as many as 15 points. It felt like they were running away with it. Gray hits a 3 to quiet the crowd, and now all of a sudden, the Shockers are back within 4.
Wichita State's done a nice job defensively for the last 3 minutes. Held Boise State scoreless.
They swing it around. Here comes Meadow, leaves it for Pearland. Attacks the 7-footer. Misses it out of bounds off of Berg.
Getting a nice job. Really impressed with Berg. We talked about foul trouble early on in the first half. The second half has done a nice job of patrolling the paint without fouling and just being a solid presence, making it really difficult for Boise State to get any clean looks at the rim.
Neto going right at Berg now. Hits the front of the rim, grabs the rebound, battling for it. They're going to call a jump ball. The possession arrow is with Wichita State.
But I think you can sense this crowd is getting a little bit restless right now, and it is only a 2-possession game. Boise State has not been able to get into their offense in the last few possessions, 0 of their last 4, 1 of their last 7. And Wichita State's getting some looks for getting to the free throw line.
Hey, when we set the stage for this thing, we said 2 top 100 Ken Palm teams, right? This one would feel, or at least have the intensity of kind of a conference matchup. You know, Wichita State hanging out at 98 in the Ken Palm rankings. That's a middle of the row, I would say, Mountain West team. But, you know, routinely the Mountain West has put 4 or 5 teams in the NCAA tournament. It is a tough game for Boise State, and they got to find a way to finish. Dylan Andrews goes in and gets fouled. That's going to be the 8th-team foul against Wichita State.
Well, when Boise State extended its lead at the end of the first half, Dylan Andrews was the centerpiece of that run. So let's see if he can get going here with the last 5.5 minutes in this game, make some good decisions with the ball, create for his teammates, get them open looks, as well as try to get to the rim himself.
DA gets the first one to fall. That's 8 points for him tonight. He's got 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 turnover, and 26 minutes of action. 3 of 3 at the free throw line. Angelo, last game, he went 8 of 9 at the free throw line. And when you talk about maybe the reason to hit the portal and try to go somewhere where you can really maximize what you can do, he plays with freedom here. He can take advantage and really utilize his skill set here. And I think that's no more apparent than how much he's getting to the free throw line. He puts pressure on the rim. He gets to the free throw line. He's already shot as many free throws this year as he did all of last year at UCLA.
Well, and such a luxury for a coaching staff to have a player who's going to have their ball in their hands, who can step to the free throw line with confidence and make those shots at the end of the game.
Boyd steps into a 3 with confidence, misses. A loose ball. Boise State is able to corral it, but they're on the inbound line. It's going to be Shocker basketball here.
Well, we shouldn't underscore the importance. Andrews is shooting 86% from the free throw line on the season. And when you look at 2-3 possession games such as this, when teams are going to try to get back in it by fouling, you cannot foul Dylan Andrews is in the line because he's most likely going to go there and take and make those shots.
A close Montana State win over the weekend. Boise State went 20 of 22 at the free throw line. Offensive foul against Wichita State.
Nice job by the freshman Nato in that play. He did an excellent job of blocking and trailing on that screen, forcing Wichita State's screeners to get a little bit out of order. You see right there.
Hip just goes out just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Trying to set a good screen and get your guy open. But a nice effort by the freshman.
So Fielder back into the game for Boise State.
I got to tell you, those are the worst. When you're a guard and you're locking and trailing and trying to get over a screen and you got that little hip check from the bigs, you got to hate it.
It's funny, I was on a podcast earlier today. You got one team averaging 91 points, the other team averaging 81 points. And I laughed and I said, so that means we're probably going to play a game in the 50s, right? Well, With 5 minutes to go, it's 56-50. Boise State won a game that I would kind of describe more as a defensive battle than just an offensive onslaught.
And we talked about the good decision-making by Andrews. That play was not the right angle to try to get the ball to field.
Here comes Giles trying to lead his team back in, misses, tips it back up, misses again. Meadow with the rebound over to Keene. Keene bounces it over to Neto, and here comes Andrews into the front court.
Again, with Buchanan not on the floor, Boise State has not been able to get a good shot. He's on the bench with 4 fouls.
Neto leads it for Fielder. He goes up and gets fouled. And we'll see if that one's on Gray. That's going to be his 4th. We'll see who they credit it to.
Nice job by Neto, putting the ball on the floor and attacking the rim. And the first player to greet him as he headed to the free throw line was Andrews, who was clapping in his face and saying, "Great job, that's exactly what we need you to do."
That foul is going to go against Valencia. It's his first foul of the game. Fielder missed both last time, connects on the first this time. 14 points for Fielder to tie Meadow for a team high. Make it 15. Fielder scored 20 points in just 15 minutes against Utah Valley. Got in foul trouble, but 20 points in 15 minutes, about as efficient as it gets. If he can stay out of foul trouble, he will be a force this season. Boyd dumps it down to Corafor. He can't finish. Fielder goes up and gets a tough rebound. The Broncos get another stop on defense. Wichita State shooting below 37% now. They've been limited to 4 3-point field goals. Andrews decides to attack. A wild finish, poked away, but Okorafor able to corral it. Keene tried to fly in there and do his patent, poke it to one of his teammates. Okorafor grabs it. Back out to Gray. Gray hasn't missed today. 5 of 5. Can he make it 6 of 6? Comes up empty.
Again, Boise State slowing it down. They're on a 6-minute drought. They have not had any field goals in the last 6 minutes. The only points are 2 from the free throw line by Fielder. There you go.
Over to Fielder. DA sets up Drew for the easy layup at the rim. Boise State back out to a 10-point advantage.
All right, we're back. John Mallory, Boise State, 60-50 lead here at Extra Mile Arena. Johnny, so far, I mean, we just came on last break. They had cut it to 4 points, but you look up now, nice stretch there. Boise State up 10.
Man, I thought Leon was going to get a tech there. He was hot.
Really multiple bad calls right in a row.
Yeah, and he wouldn't leave that official alone. And in the past, I've seen Leon just not stop. He did there. That was critical. And, I mean, Wichita State's not getting the best looks, and they're not getting a lot of calls either. And then on Boise State's end, BJ, other than that Dylan Andrews shot that wasn't a good look, you know, they're not settling. They're getting good looks, and I think Boise State's in pretty good shape right now. Now, if you're talking about a spread, completely different story. It's a tie game in that world.
Yeah.
So, but in this world, I say Boise State, man, don't count your chickens, never with this situation, but they're in pretty good shape.
The Ken Palm number's 8, so you'd love to obviously win by more than 8 here, but, I mean, they cut it to 4. You had, cut some free throws, but that bucket right there was a huge bucket. Let's check the free throw line, Johnny. Boise State 13 of 17, 10 of 16 for Wichita State, but Boise State holding Wichita State in the second half to 31% shooting.
That Boise State benchmark, the other team doesn't kill you with threes. They have 4 threes. This is Leon Rice basketball. They're shooting under 30% as a team. The opponent, that's what Leon wants to do. I don't know where the rebounding numbers are.
34-30. Wichita State still got the lead.
See, that's probably, yeah, I mean, that's something that Boise State wants to win every
All
single
right,
game as well.
Boise State by 10. Back to the action on the Mountain West Network.
Jay Tuss alongside Angela Taylor, and you can see all season long, Wichita State has absolutely dominated the offensive glass, averaging 16.3 rebounds on the offensive glass this season. Well, they're below their average tonight so far, Angela.
Boise State's done an excellent job of boxing out. Wichita State is sending 4 players to the offensive glass, and they're going there with reckless abandon. You can see they're getting multiple tips on the ball, but Boise State is doing a nice job of securing the pass. The other thing that is really standing out to me is in the last game versus Loyola Chicago, Wichita State had a school record 2 turnovers. They have 11 turnovers today, leading to 12 points off of turnovers for Boise State. That's a big difference in this game. Wichita State does a nice job of taking care of the ball.
Wichita State finally on the board, almost 4 minutes between field goals. Gray sets up Giles. Giles now has 12 points. That's tied for a team high for the Shockers with Gray. 2.5 minutes to go, an 8-point advantage. Boise State trying to close this thing out and improve to 4-1 on the season before they head to Hawaii. Nice pass, and it's Meadow that goes up and in.
Looked like he might not have gotten that shot off. He dunked it. It looked like it might still be in his hands when it went through the rim. Good offense. Just the shot clock was running down, and it didn't look like they had much time for them to execute that dump-off pass.
Beautiful look late in the shot clock, and you're right. It looked like Meadow was going to go up and hammer that thing, which I was going to get excited for, but you saw him just at the last second try to release it quickly. Not quick enough. I do think that's going to be a shot clock violation. Good call by the referees to go and look at that thing. It would have put Boise State up 10 with 2:21 remaining, but I do believe they're going to take that off the scoreboard.
Yeah, the ball was still in his hands. Good execution, great vision by Fielder on that play. And you love the unselfishness of dumping it off with that shot clock running down. But the good thing for Boise State, still up 8 right now. If that shot does not count, you ran 30 seconds off the shot clock, right? And so if Wichita State's going to allow you to run clock and get a good shot off, you'll take that every time with a 3-4 possession game.
All right, the officials are explaining it to all those in attendance here at Extra Mile Arena. You can see our crew in the truck doing an awesome job. You see the 0 on the shot clock. It's lit up. The ball is still on Andrew Meadows' hands, so they will take those 2 points off the scoreboard. It will be an 8-point game, 60-52. Boise State leads. Shocker ball. We'll see if they can do something to make one last run at Boise State. Gray with the ball in his hands. He's been good tonight. 12 points, 5 of 6 from the field. He goes down low to Berg. Berg's gonna back down. Fielder goes up, misses. Good defense by Drew.
Nice defense by the Broncos. On that possession, Andrews was virtually face guarding Gray, not letting him get the ball at all.
Like a spider monkey on defense. I think that's something that he's really gonna bring to this team. Some athleticism to that position. Team down low, Buchanan back into the game, over to Fielder, thinks about it, kicks it to Andrews, he drives in, looking for contact, and he's gonna get it. A fist pump from Leon Rice, exactly what they wanted. Angel, you were just talking about it. They worked it down to 2 on the shot clock, and they're gonna get the result they wanted. They waste time, or burn time, and are still going to get a chance to put points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and the double bonus at this point. If you're Wichita State, it's going to be really difficult to chip away at the 8-point lead if you're going to let Boise State run their offense. Boise State had 3 good looks as that shot clock was winding down, but the unselfish play, they got it to Andrews for the paint touch.
Andrews into double figures. His second straight game in double figures. He's the 3rd Bronco to reach that point. Meadow with 14, Fielder with the team high 17.
Really nice court game by Andrews. Get 10 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, only 2 turnovers.
Coming off a game where he had 10, 5, and 5.
Yeah. And 2 turnovers against a really aggressive defensive team.
Misses that free throw, so it's a 9-point game. The Shockers are going to push. Oh. That's Giles that gets up a three-pointer quickly, and it's Keene that fouls him.
That is absolutely what you do not want to do if you're Boise State. First, you don't want to foul a jump shooter, but on that play, you want to be able to get around screens, lock and trail, close out without fouling on that play, particularly with Giles.
A little bit of a mistake there by Keene. He is going to stay in the game. A.G. Neto looks like he's getting set to check in. I'll say this about R.J. Keene, and we mentioned all those little things he brings to the game as Giles makes the second free throw and Keene checks out in favor of Neto, who checks in. Boise State 15-0 all time when Keene grabs at least 5 rebounds. You know how many rebounds he has tonight? He's got 5 rebounds.
Good sign right now. Coaching staff on that one.
I was talking with him the other night. He joked. He was, "Hey, could you text that to Leon?" I'm sure Leon knows.
It's like, put him back on the court.
Pretty good stat, though.
Right. Well, now Boise State, similar to what they did the other night against Montana State, going offense for defense, bringing Keene on the floor for defensive possessions, and then getting 2 point guards on the floor or shooters on offense. In this particular case, 2 point guards.
Just over a minute remaining. It is a 2-possession game at this point in time after Giles hits all 3 free throws. Looking for a stop. Smart to play this thing out. 7 on the shot clock. Here goes Neto into the lane. He airballs it. 4 on the shot clock. Buchanan over to Neto. He's got to throw it up instead. He tosses it to Fielder, and it's another shot clock violation.
That's one of the things, the court awareness. You have to know the state of the shot clock. The ball did not hit the rim on that shot by Neto. So you got to get it up on the rim.
Angela, this thing is far from over. We got a 2-possession game, and Wichita State with 55 seconds on the clock will at least have 2 more possessions in this contest. It is a team that can really, really shoot it from 3 as well. They've done it all season long. They entered this one over 43% as a team. They've been a little off tonight, but you know that ability is there.
Yeah, if you can shoot the 3 ball like the Shockers can, like, this game is not over. Again, it's a 2-possession game. You're looking at Boise State. The best thing that's happened over the course of the last couple minutes, since you're 1 for 7 from the floor, is the fact that you've been running the shot clock down.
Game clock and shot clock. Is a shot clock violation.
The officials doing their due diligence with the game clock here.
Just looking to adjust the game clock a little bit since the shot clock violation occurred before that last shot attempt.
Every second matters in this matchup.
Now, if you're Wichita State, expect them to run Gray off some screens, try to get him a touch off either a double screen, going to the opposite side, because we've seen that he has the ability to be able to rise and elevate over a contest.
Wichita State has made 360 consecutive games. That streak extended tonight.
All right, running Giles off that double screen.
See how quickly they can go here. 45 on the game clock. It'll be Boyd that spins back to the rim, misses. 14 on the shot clock. They gotta go here. Berg banks it up and in for the layup. Still, it took Wichita State a lot of time. They don't.
All right, 4-point game. We got 34 seconds to go. You would expect Boise State to expect them to trap and then probably foul, but Boise State led this game by 9 with 1:32 to go. You fouled on the 3-pointer, the shot clock violation, now another bucket, and it's a 4-point game with 34 seconds to go. Boise State up by 4 over Wichita State, 34 seconds. You look at the foul situation here. Wichita State does have 10 team fouls. Boise State will be in the double bonus here when they foul. You want to get your good free throw shooters on the floor, and then you want to obviously have your good ball handlers on the floor. They're going to trap as soon as they get this ball in bounds. And then you're going to expect the foul. They can't play this out down by 4 with only a 4-second difference. So 61 to 57, 34 seconds to go. At this point, you just want to win the game, but certainly the Ken Pom number of 8, you would love to get to that if you could, but expect a trap here and then a foul. Boise State, 34 seconds to go. getting ready to inbound it here. We'll send you back to the Mountain West Network.
58.
Again,
This game,
4-point game, 34 seconds ago.
that game, they only made 2 field goals in the final 10 minutes of action, and they still won that due to their ability to play defense, get stops, and cash in at the free throw line.
Yeah, and they were really judicious offensively. Neto had a big-time 3 in the left corner, and then a fantastic offensive rebound by Buchanan and a putback for that 3-point play. Those were crucial plays, but defensively they got stops against a solid Montana State team, and that's what they're going to need to do. And be really careful with the ball, make good decisions against this full-court pressure by Wichita State.
You know, I know you want to get in here and win every game by as much as you possibly can, but there's something about these, you know, tightly contested contests and what you would describe as quote unquote the preseason in college basketball that might help harden your team for what you know is going to be a Mountain West gauntlet later this year.
Too much time off the clock.
Yeah,
If you're Wichita State, you have to foul.
They don't want to foul Andrews, but they've got to foul Andrews. Oh, actually, excuse me. They're going to call a timeout. I guess they make Boise State burn one of their final 2 timeouts. So now Boise State has only 1 timeout remaining.
All right, we are back live here again. A 4-point game, 21.5 seconds to go. I thought Wichita State let a lot of time come off the clock there. 34 seconds all the way down to 21.5 before they fouled. Again, it's a 4-point game, 21.5 left on the clock. They're obviously going to try to foul, you would think, as soon as they get it in bounds, but they didn't do a very good job there of trapping. Boise State got it across half court, let some valuable time come off the clock. So right now, Boise State 61-57. Again, my name is BJ Rains. Appreciate you guys so much for checking us out live here on Bronco Nation News. This has been a lot of fun with this game broadcast here. We appreciate all you guys for sticking with us. It's been a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun doing this, and we really do appreciate you guys. Hope you can go subscribe to BroncoNationNews.com. Check out our social media. All right, 22.1 is now on the clock. 18, Boise State's going to inbound the ball here. But again, before I forget, before we run out of time, thank you guys so much for watching us here on Bronco Nation News. Having a lot of fun. This has been really cool. Let's send it back to the Mountain West Network. 22.1 seconds to go.
Bounding this thing.
He's great size. He's a good decision maker and feels really poised under pressure. That's one of the toughest positions to be in. Oftentimes as fans, you may think it's no big deal, but the pressure you have to get the ball in bounds is really tough, and to know how much time is going on.
I think it's one of the greatest intangibles he brings to this team. He's just a calm, happy kid. It never really seems like the moment's too big for him. He's got that size, and I do think he's a gifted passer that's been put in, better positions to show that off this year. Here comes Andrews. Boyd's guarding him. Looked like a foul. They're not going to call it a foul, and now Valencia goes over and quickly fouls Meadow with 16 left in the game.
So that's who they wanted to send to the free throw line in this particular lineup, but we said he's 5 for 6 from the floor today already.
Meadow might be the guy that shoots your technicals, too. It's pick your poison.
Exactly. It looked like there might have been a foul a couple seconds before that in the backcourt. They might not have been trying too hard to foul Andrews because he's been shooting so well from the free throw line. But
a couple of pieces of confetti falling from the rafters in midcourt. The referee goes over, picks him up, and puts him in his back pocket as Meadow makes the first free throw. He had a big first half, 11 points in the first half. He's at 15 right now in the game. The next one would meet his season average, and he misses. So now a 5-point game. Here comes Wichita State, looking to push. Kendall's going to take the 2, the easy layup with 9 seconds to go, as Wichita State now calls their final timeout.
All right, here we go. 3-point game, 62-59. Not what it was looking like it was going to be when a minute 33 to go. Boise State was up by 9. They led by 15 earlier in this game, but they now lead by just 3, 62-59. Wichita State not going away. Boise State's going to have to try to inbound the ball here. What a finish here for Boise State. Only up by 3, 9.2 seconds to go. They're going to have to get the ball in here, and they're going to have to make some free throws. This game is not over yet. Let's send it back to Jay Tustin Company. You're watching Mountain West Network stream live here on Bronco Nation News. Make sure to like and subscribe our channel. Bronco Nation News. Check us out, BroncoNationNews.com.
They're doing that in this particular play.
Another guy with size, though, Valencia. What's he, 6'9", so
yeah.
very long.
And make it a difficult pass, maybe one of those loopy passes, not a direct pass that you can come in and intercept. I do think it's always an opportunity on ball to put a lot of pressure. Right now, Buchanan is a quarterback to see how his arm is if somebody goes long.
He played a little high school football at one point in time in his life. Gave it up at an early age, though, to focus on basketball. They get it back to Buchanan, 91% at the free throw line, and Boyd fouls him.
Great press breaker by Boise State. Nice job getting the ball in bounds. And then oftentimes on that play, the inbounds passer is going to be open on the pass. So Buchanan hit a big free throw the other night against Montana State to seal the victory. 2 for 2 from the line today.
Yep. Wichita State getting things sorted out here.
Right, with no timeouts left. On 2 makes, they got to get the ball up court quickly. If there's a miss, look for them to try to get it to half court and get a shot off.
Buchanan gets 2. Misses the first. Needs this one. Still a 1-possession game. Leon Rice saying maybe foul here. And they do. They miss. So now here comes Buchanan. Andrews tries to go into the front court. Gray gets it
For the tie, and it's no good. No good at the buzzer, and Boise State hangs on 62-59. Boise State hangs on at the buzzer. What a finish. Javen Buchanan missing both free throws. Frankly, folks, Boise State did everything they could to give that game away. The Broncos led by 9 with 1:32 to go. Shot clock violation. They missed 3 of their last 4 free throws, but the Broncos able to hang on and win this game. The final 62-59. Boise State wins their 4th in a row. The Broncos hang on, and Boise State has a 4-game winning streak heading to the Maui Invitational. 62-59, the final here at Extra Mile Arena. How we doing? How you feel, Boise State fans? Welcome on into the Jackson's postgame show here on Bronco Nation News. Boise State wins this one. We got 2,800 of you watching this thread. We appreciate all you guys. Over 600 of you were on YouTube. A historic broadcast tonight, the most viewed Bronco Nation News broadcast of all time in terms of the live viewers. And we appreciate you for checking us out tonight. Hopefully I'll be in there for my comment. You started. Again, Boise State wins this one. Johnny, can we get a quick thought? Final thought. Johnny Mallory, 62-59, the final. Wasn't pretty, but they hung him on.
It's kind of been a microcosm of this season, right? It hasn't always been pretty. Matter of fact, sometimes it's been a disaster. Hawaii Pacific. But since then, they've won these games and prepared themselves even further for a Maui Invitational where they're going to play some serious competition. And the Maui Invitational is a lot of fun. And it's USC, Boise State, the first game, I believe.
Yeah, what'd you make a no foul, by the way? Letting them go for the 3 there.
I think the reason they didn't is because it was off a miss. Is that why? If it's off a miss on a free throw, then you want to defend it rather than go try to foul, maybe. But because Leon fully subscribes.
They were trying to foul, but didn't get there in time.
Yeah, well, Leon fully subscribes to if you're up 3, you're going to foul. And they probably didn't execute that because, dude, that Wichita State kid got a good look at that. I thought that was in.
Johnny, a second straight game, Boise State wins when shooting less than 40% from the field. They hold Wichita State to 35% shooting. Wichita State made 16 threes in their last game. They only made 4 tonight.
Yeah, and look at Boise State. I mean, they shot 17 threes. That's fairly low for them as well. They hit 7 of them, though, 41%. This team, we'll see what they can do in the Maui Invitational. But other than obviously the disaster that was opening night, and I don't know how long you want to keep, bringing that up. But other than that, so far this season, it's off to a pretty darn good start. I mean, this was fun tonight, and they were able to win. Didn't cover. I didn't think they would.
Didn't cover. Wasn't the
Didn't think they would.
prettiest, but it's a win in the end. And 62-59. Johnny, we'll be listening 3 to 6 tomorrow. Prater in the ball game. Appreciate you, man. Great stuff from Johnny Ball Game. And that was fun. That was fun, folks. We'll still have a full post-game show for you. We'll recap this one in a little bit. Boise State wins it 62-59. What a game. Incredible finish. They tried everything they could to give it away, but you know what? They won the game, and they're moving on to Maui. 4 wins in a row for the Boise State Broncos. 4 wins in a row. 62-59 the final. They were up 15. They didn't finish it. Yeah, it's going to hurt the numbers a little bit, but in the end, you've won 4 in a row. It's a quality win to have over Wichita State. You would have liked to have seen them finish better, no doubt about it. Not a great finish at all. But they missed the 3. They hang on, and they get the win, 62-59. Boise State, 4 wins in a row, heading to Maui. Please go subscribe if you can. At a minimum, subscribe to our channel. It's free. It's easy. Subscribe to our channel on your way out. Like this video on your way out. And we'll be back with an abbreviated post-game show. I'll say the score again, 62-59. How about that? We'll keep it going here. Yeah, it was 62-59. What was the final? Yeah, 62-59. Broncos win it. We got the post-game show coming up in a little bit. Solid win for Boise State. They take down the Shockers 62-59. And we'll do some post-game interviews, and we'll pop back on for a few minutes to wrap it up. Probably won't go as long on the post-game show since I've been talking for 3 hours straight. But we'll get you something short when this when the post-game press conference ends. We'll have to count the final total from Jay to see what we're up to on the number of words. Jay's counting over there right now. Come here. Jay is. We're still on live. Jay's right here. Well, let's see what the final number was. We're gonna see. We're gonna talk to Jay real quick, and then we'll get out of here. But the final total, I don't know if I want to know what it was. Jay is going to join us real briefly here. Just got off the call. First of all, unbelievable. First of all, a handshake. I wasn't sure this guy was going to follow through. I thought we might get 1 or 2 words. And then, as everybody was saying on the chat, you got into your bag a little bit and just started going to town. We've never had a more active chat. Jay, we had over 700 people on YouTube watching this game.
How about that?
Chatting about this. We had the list here on the screen. I wrote it to you. How many? What was the final total?
I got 13 in. I got 13. So that what is? Yeah.
Now, there was even – I'm surprised you didn't get Banana Ball because they had a guy in a banana costume. I thought that'd be the easiest one of all time.
I saved a couple for too long, and that was one of them that I saved for too long.
You were talking about Drew Fielder's progression. I thought you were going to go Metamorphosis, but we were playing along with you there, Jay.
Here's the deal. The game got kind of good at the end, and I had to take it a little seriously. Could I also give a shout-out to Angela Taylor?
Did she know about this, I think?
I explained it to her, and she got a couple of these in for me, too. So, I mean,
What'd she get in?
I had a number of them, but I think she got tomfoolery in there. She had popcorn. She got a couple of them in there, so a big shout out to Angela.
Oh my gosh! So we're doing. I said I would do $20. Do you have a charity of choice yet, or do you want to think about that? We got $20, $20. So if you got 13 in, that's $260. We're gonna round it up to $300, and we're also once we find out the charity. I think some folks in the chat were maybe mentioning kind of also contributing. We're going to raise a lot of money for charity tonight, $300+ at a minimum. Seriously, Jay, I didn't think you were – it took you a little while to get going, and then I figured out during the timeouts you started strategizing, and you came back from the timeouts, and you got it pretty good there.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to – Nunchucks was the one that I was really focusing on, like, how the hell – was that Matt Lamb? I can't remember.
It was.
And that was the one that I was just like, out of all of these, you're right. I could have I could have got land-basted. I could have got boondoggled, Metamorphosis, Banana Ball. But
I thought Metamorphosis was on a team for you. We were talking about
Nunchucks was the one for me. The funny thing is, we had a little tight wrap on the post-game show, but I was literally going to have Drew Fielder read 3 of them. But
I thought you might just do that at some point, have her read them all and count it. The best one by far, though, I don't know if you have a favorite that you snuck in there. Everybody loved the spicy little biscuit on the.
I was pretty excited about the spicy little biscuit. I was honestly waiting for a ball to just kind of hang on the rim and like touch every part of it and be like, and then have it fall in for an and one for a spicy little biscuit. But I had to go with the assist. So
you played ball tonight, man. I really appreciate that, and that was fun. And it made the broadcast way more enjoyable.
I mean, is the broadcast over? Because that was a boondoggle of a game. You know?
I already said I'm rounding up, so we're going to call it. But, Jay, unbelievable, man. Seriously. Think about the charity you want to donate to. If you want to split it up, we can do that. Some other folks may want to help out as well. But that was a fun game. Up 15. Up 15.
That's one way to say it, yeah.
You'd like to close it out up 15 and not have it be that close. You'd like the Ken Palm numbers. Someone said they dropped 18 spots after 2 wins.
We get so caught up in the Ken Palm numbers, and I get it, and I get why, and I get caught up in the Ken Palm numbers. But if you want an experience that's actually going to make your team better for what they're going to face in Mountain West Conference play, having something like that happen, I mean, they're going to go back. And I said this at the end of the broadcast, but what's the saying? You won't accept in a win what you won't accept in a defeat.
Yeah.
And you could even see at the end there that Leon Rice wanted his team to foul. And Dylan was fighting like heck to get up and foul, but then they were able to get the pass right off in time just to Gray. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, don't foul. So, some learning moments in there for sure. But either way, Boise State walks away with a 3-point victory, and now they head to Maui. I think feeling pretty good about themselves.
Yeah.
And they did it in back-to-back games, BJ, where they did it with defense.
They won less than 40% shooting and won for the second straight game.
62-58, 62-59, and this was a top 100 Ken Palm team.
The only beef I have is you said you were, quote, on a podcast this morning. You couldn't go all the way and say what podcast it was, but you said you were on a podcast this morning. Where's the?
I was on BNN this morning.
There you go.
You know what? I should have said it. I apologize, my good friend.
Well, the funny thing was, I mean, we had literally over 700 people, and every time you had a word, it was just the chat was going crazy. I mean, it was a very fun game. If you got it, go ahead, Jay.
Wait, we got what's this? Here?
Someone just threw in $20.
Let's go.
They're going to help us round up there.
Come
on.
How
about that?
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
But no, I do think that there is value in trying to find a way to win games like this. And what I was going to say, BJ, I was on a podcast this morning.
Yes.
And I jokingly said that, one team's averaging 91 and the other one's averaging 81. And that that means it's going to be a defensive shootout. And guess what it was? A defensive struggle.
You called it, man. Hey,
shootout, not defensive shootout. That's
you played ball, man. Great stuff.
It metamorphosized
that was super
into
impressive. I cannot wait to put together the little montage of this. You pulled it off. That was awesome. And we raised a lot of money for charity. So thanks, Jay.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
And appreciate Justin for helping out.
There you go. Appreciate it. And we'll tell you guys more about what Jay's charity of choice is and if we can raise some more money if you guys want to throw it in there. But Jay Tust, again, awesome stuff, helping us out raise minimum now $320 to charity. And that was a lot of fun tonight. 13 words. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the broadcast again to 13 words on the list. That was pretty impressive and a lot of fun. And hope you guys enjoyed it. We got to get back there for the post-game interviews. We'll talk to you guys soon. We'll get another post-game show here coming up shortly. Bronco Nation News, the Jackson's post-game show, the full Jackson's post-game show coming up shortly after interviews. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bronco Nation News, they win at 62-59. We'll talk to you guys shortly on the post-game show. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out the door. That was a lot of fun tonight. Take care, folks.